What's good? What's good, everybody? It's the DSA Roundtable, and we are back to talk about the Arizona Cardinals and how long Matt Patricia has left as the head coach of the Lions. What's good, everybody? Make sure you guys like the video. Shout out to all of my Lions fans that's here with us because we going through it right now, and we just trying to be strong through all of this. But anyway, okay. I'm gonna introduce everybody on the panel, guys. We got Omg Its Lions Talk in the building.
What's up? What's up, man?
Okay, we got Luke G's Field Review in the building. What up, though?
Hey, salute everybody, man. Listen, it's another day. Sorry about Tuesday, but hey, we were all wrapped up with work and life. I'm not gonna play around and sugarcoat it, but we still got good news. J-Mo got 1,000 subscribers, y'all. That means soon enough he'll be doing community posts and a whole bunch of other stuff. And if y'all see how he is on Twitter, get your popcorn ready for the community posts.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to say I'm about to be bringing so much smoke. I was just thinking about that. But we got Mr. Jim Bordeaux Lions on the prowl in the building. What up, though?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just happy to talk football. Unfortunately, it's a disaster right now. But hey, you know what? We're Lions fans for life. That's what we are.
Right. We got Motor Sydney Thanos, the subscriber, in the building with us. What's good, man?
What up, though? Let's get it.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna start with something because I was very upset about it, and I don't understand why it went on. So Tracy Walker kind of got benched in the game against the Packers, and we had Will Harris out there, looking like a scrub. And my point is, what do you think about the fact that we benched our best defensive back for our worst defensive back? So we're gonna start with you, OMG.
It just proves, man, that Patricia is about his guys playing, and he's not about the best talent. He's not about who does better in the games. He's about my guys, the guys I pick, my Patriots guys. They all can go in, and we win or lose with them. And it's sad, man, that he doesn't really evaluate the talent. He just goes by, who he picks, and then that's just it, man. And it's kind of scary, man, because he putting people in bad positions, man, and he making our stars, because Tracy Walker might not be a star in the NFL, but he's a star for the Lions, and he's not getting the tick, man, and that's kind of frustrating.
I mean, I can't believe like a coach would actually do this. And you think our coaches would do things that make sense, but they always cease to amaze us. But all right, Luke, what's your thoughts on basically Walker, who is basically our best defensive player? If he's not our best, and you want to say it's Trey Flowers, he's top 2. And he's not on the field. Instead, you got Will Harris on the field, who to me is clearly our probably worst defensive player. Yes, Christian Jones is a better defensive player than Will Harris. Yes, I said that. But what are your thoughts about Matt Patricia putting him out there over Tracy Walker? And the thing is, we saw this during training camp, and we tried to make light of it. Tracy Walker taking all these second-team snaps. Now we seeing what we seeing.
I mean, honestly, I'm not shocked and I'm not surprised. If we can go back to a bunch of roundtables where I lost it into the post game show in that Jets game, where I was like trying to figure out how in the hell is Glover Quinn not on the field for majority of that game. You start Tavon Wilson with Quandre Diggs over Glover Quinn. Why? No excuse. And OMG hit on something that's true. He's about letting his guys play. Well, he put his guys in, and guess what? They ain't getting no better. And to me, this is not shocking. It ain't just that game. I can go to some other games where I'm trying to figure out what was his thinking process. It ain't just the fact that he cut the snaps of Tracy Walker. Week 1 against the Bears, he cut the snaps of Jared Davis. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what's your grand scheme for this? Then he decided to take the play calling out of Jared Davis' hands and put it in the hands of Jelani Tavai, and then do what? Blitz Jelani Tavai. As much as I love me some Jelani Tavai, his ass ain't getting home. He's not getting there. So to me, this is not a shocker or anything new to me, because this is what he do. He acts like he's the smart guy in the room when sometimes it's about putting the talent out there. And I agree with OMG. I don't think they care about talent. I think they care about whatever else. But
well, if that's what you're saying to me, then we might have a messed up show today because I'm gonna be cursing them out. Like, because that. So you're telling me my team and Matt Patricia, they don't want to put the best players on the field?
listen,
Nope.
they took. If you go all the way back to his first season, his very first season, he did not have Glover Quinn in, and I was livid. I remember going off like, what the hell? And people was like, man, he lost a step. I'm like, he was still better than Tavon Wilson. I don't care how much of a step he lost. He's better than Tavon Wilson. And then I think in the middle of that season, there was a time where he didn't not Slade. What's the other guy? The other cornerback, Rashawn Melvin. I'm sitting here watching him put Coleman at the 2, and then he was slatting. I don't even know who that dude was. Mike Ford, I think it was, at the slot. And I'm like, what happened to Rashawn Melvin? I'm thinking Rashawn Melvin hurt. Nope, this just ain't the plan. And then
we've seen a lot of that. And you Patricia lovers, I want you to hear what we're saying. Your coach doesn't want to put the best players on the field. He wants to put the players that he thinks is the best player on the field. And a lot of times I have been wondering, I'm like, why so and so isn't on the field? Why so and so isn't on the field? I guess something must be going on. Like a lot of times, like Trey Flowers, like don't be on the field, and I just be like, why is he not out there? It's been an entire drive where Trey Flowers is just not out there, and I'm just like, and then they say no, he's healthy, and then because I remember that game against the Bears, I didn't see him a lot, and the announcers, Luke, I know you don't listen to him, but they're like, Trey Flowers hasn't done much. I'm like, he ain't been out there, and then soon as he got out there, he got out there in the fourth quarter, he got pressure on Mr. Trubisky and had him scrambling and stuff. So like he wasn't out there.
But really quick, let me add this and then we can move on. Really quick, to even just keep it more recent. Here go Adrian Peterson, 14 carries, 93 yards in a game. And what did he do week 2 against the Packers? Start and feature who? Kerryon Johnson. I rest my case.
Yeah, I'm still upset about that.
I don't have a problem with that because Kerryon played well though.
I'm mad.
Jim, man, what's your thoughts on this? We bench our best defensive player basically in DB for Will Harris.
I think it has a lot to do with like the Moneyball situation. I don't know if anybody's watched that where in the Oakland A's thing where they got rid of a bunch of their star players and they put other players that did certain things well, and the percentages had them doing better than the other players. That could be what's going on. One other thing I thought, though, could be way off, but Bob Quinn drafted Harris in the 3rd round, right? And I don't know what the deal is here, why he's switching people out and what the heck is going on with Tracy Walker and all this stuff. Maybe Patricia just didn't like that pick and says, fine, we'll put him out there instead and show you. I don't know what's going on that way, but I do know that they do the Moneyball thing, and I know that they do the percentages and stuff like that. That's what I think. I think they're playing the numbers, and I think they're gambling on stuff that Patricia thinks he's so smart, and it ends up just being terrible.
Well, the Moneyball people knew what they were doing. Patricia doesn't.
Yeah,
and
so far,
I'm not liking what I'm hearing. Like, I can't think of any logical explanation not to have Tracy Walker on the field unless he's
I agree.
It was a time where he was playing like 90% of the snaps, and our defense was looking great. So I don't understand what's going on with that. But shout out to everyone in the chat, and you guys make sure you guys like the video. Let's see, we got Devin99 and Harry Zanders in the building, Shad in the building. What's good, y'all? But all right, Motor City Thanos, the subscriber, man. What's your thoughts on this topic?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, this is a Matt Patricia move, man. Like, the crazy part is a lot of us complained about Jim Schwartz when we had him. I was one of them. As far as like the team not being disciplined, but Matt Patricia comes in, he's supposed to be this defensive guru. And the fact of the matter is, as much as we complained about Jim Schwartz, he had our team playing much better than the defensive guru that we got right now, so-called, self-proclaimed anyway. And it's a Matt Patricia move, man. Like, honestly, when it comes to the talent or lack thereof, it's all about, I think they trying to get the guy and he try to put the guys out there that make his system look good or make his system work. Like that's what I think he's doing. He's trying to push the guys out there that make his system work. And that's the reason why I believe Bob Quinn drafted the way he drafted, because he wanted to try and, instead of going for the best talent, you know, a la, in my opinion, guys like Dobbins and Isaiah Simmons and a few other people in the past, he went for guys he felt could make that system work. And the fact of the matter is, their system is pass aggressive and garbage at the end of the day. I mean, like I told Luke on Twitter, it's pretty much a defense where the line of scrimmage, the dudes on the line of scrimmage is playing patty cake with the offensive line, and the quarterback got enough time to call his wife and check on his kids. You know, that's pretty much the way it is. So at the end of the day, the problem solver is to fire his behind and get him out of there.
Hey man, I agree with you there, because it's not making any sense. Because Tracy Walker fits his system great. Jared Davis fits his system in a defined role. You saw what he did to what was it, Aaron Jones? Who did he murder in the backfield? Like, I'm like, bruh. And you know, Lions fans always think it's bad play. Like, he murdered somebody in the backfield. And I'm just like, why is he out there more? And y'all wonder why we look so bad on our defense. But we gonna move on, sticking on that topic, and basically because I've been considering this and wondering this, and we've been talking about Bob Quinn's picks and what Matt Patricia has been doing with him. My question leads to, is Will Harris a bust? Like, we've seen enough of him, and we've seen a lot of him. He's gotten all the opportunity, and he's been out there. So I'm going to start with you, OMG, man. What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, so far, he a bust. I mean, not saying that he's going to forever be a bust, a wasted pick, but I mean, as of right now, he don't know his head from his asshole, and it's bad, man. When you get out there and you don't have no instincts, like, that's a position where your instincts, when you a DB, you got to use your instincts more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. He just is either a step behind or he just lost, man, because he just getting burned by everybody, man, and he's just missing assignments, man. I just don't know, man. I hope he put it together, but it's not looking good right now.
All right, what's your thoughts on this, Jim?
He's trash.
He's
just
trash.
Complete trash. He's just trash.
I was trying to be nice.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that. No, I'm just kidding. I just say what's on my mind.
Straight toilet. Flush him.
Flush him.
I mean, that's all you got to say, Jim?
Huh?
That's all you got to say is he trash? That's it?
He made a couple of good coverage plays, but my goodness, man, this dude, 15-yard penalty, dude, man, come on. You know, horse collar, just basic stuff that you just can't get wrong in this league. You know, if you can't cover somebody, don't do stupid stuff. You know, it's just, he's not good at all.
I mean, I feel like he gave them a touchdown drive. But
yeah.
Hey, we got Man Beats Morris in the building. What's good,
what's up, Man B?
What's good? I'm. You can hear me?
Yeah, man. I can't hear you, bro.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's good? What
Man,
question
what's
we
good?
on?
No, we was talking about is Will Harris a bust, man? Like, I don't need you going in on him right now.
No. I might have a different thought than you think. I'm gonna say.
All right, go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna say I want to call him a bust, but it's his second year, you know. And second, Patricia not putting him in the best situation in the first place. Like, this man was known to coming into the league as a in-the-box safety and a in-the-box nickelback. Why is we using this man, you know, as a drop back, deep cover safety type of guy? And that's not his strength right now. He got to work on that. So I don't know. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why Patricia doing that. Like, Will Harris' weaknesses was, you know, keep dropping back coverage. That's not his game. And I feel like if we had a different coach and a more aggressive defense, he probably would thrive. But in this defense, not only him failing, everybody else around him failing too. So, yeah, Patricia garbage.
He said not only him failing, but everybody else around him failing. I mean, yeah, that's true. You got the worst pass rush in the NFL.
I feel him on that
point. All right. Motor City Thanos, man. What's your thoughts on this? Is Will Harris a bust?
I want to say yeah. I haven't seen enough of Will Harris to call him a bust myself personally, because like I said, I don't get a lot of the Lions games down here, so I have to look at highlights and stuff like that. But it's kind of hard for me to call him a bust. But I know one thing for a fact.
Man,
like I said
you
before,
haven't seen a lot of Will Harris?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm down here in Chicago, bro, so I don't get a lot of Lions games.
If you ain't seen them, then you don't know. Like,
I don't get a lot of the games.
Pretty bad out there.
But at the same time, I don't hear nobody talking about them either, so that ain't good either. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of tells a little bit in itself. But I mean, I thought the pick was an odd pick, like Luke did when they made the pick in the draft myself. But at the end of the day, like I said in previous question, they dance around the people we should have got. I've said it year after year after year since we had Bob Quinn. Get a pass rusher, bro. Get a pass rusher. Somebody tell me what's our problem right now? Pass rushers. So like we you know they trying to dance around what we should be doing and trying to make it, like I said, this system work, and it's not working. We need pass rushers. You get you some dogs on that defensive line. You can have some halfway decent corners in the back, but if you got a dog defensive line, bro, you can get away with what you got in the secondary. As long as you got some beast up there that's getting after the quarterback, making him sweat. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Will Harris go, I'm gonna pass on him just because even with the little bit I have followed him, you haven't given me nothing that say, okay, give this kid a little bit more time. Let's see what he can do. To me, we ain't got that type of time now. Like now, we need guys that can step out there and ball. So if you can't step out there and ball like right now, then we can't do nothing for you. Not here in Detroit.
Right.
Yeah, man. My thing is he hasn't made any plays. Like no intercept. Like where's the plays at? But we gonna keep moving it around, man. We got Andrew from Real Detroit Lions fan joining us today, man. What's good, man?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Man, nothing much, man. We just talking about Will Harris now. But all right, Luke, man. What's your thoughts on Will Harris? Do you think he's a bust?
Nope, he's a reach. It's a difference. I don't think he should have been taken in the third round. That's a mistake. I think Motor City Thanos make a good point. And I think Manby's makes a good point that he's not being used to his strength, but he's still a reach. Nobody, and I mean nobody, understood that damn pick. Nobody. It wasn't like he wasn't gonna be there later. I'm sure he was, because even when I watched film, his film is the reason I got that 90-day ban. Because I was watching film trying to find some form of coverage. There was none. Like he's not this guy that covers people. And to me, I can't call the guy a bust, but I could damn sure call him what he is. It was a reach by Bob Quinn. He should have never took the pick. He should have took something else. I understand you wanted a safety, but at that point, you cannot tell me he was the best safety left on the board. And I know because I went back and looked through the draft. You could have took a damn pass rusher at that point. You could have added another offensive lineman at that point. You're talking the third pick. Your third pick. You choose this guy to be it. So no, he's not a bust. He's just a reach. And I think what you're seeing is somebody who got picked higher than they would have performed anyway.
Well, if we gonna play that game, then we can play that game. But I ain't playing that game today. Will Harris is a bust. Y'all can be like, I don't want to say that, and it's early. Okay, 2 years from now, when he out the NFL, then we can talk about it maybe. Okay? I'm sorry,
Will Harris,
Will Harris
is a 4-3 box safety, and he's been forced to play coverage in Patricia's 3-3-5.
Even when he played in the box his first year, he wasn't doing nothing.
I mean, he might still be, not as good, but his strength is just is a 4-3 box safety. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Any sub packages, he gotta come out the game.
Like I said, he's gonna be out the NFL in a couple years, man. Like, and it sucks to say that, but like he's like Taylor safety version right now. Like he can't cover anything. and he just looks terrible. Maybe I hope a team picks him up, but Matt Patricia sure don't know what he's doing with him, and he looks like a box safety to me. And I just like everyone didn't like that pick, and I was wondering, I'm like, why are we making that pick? You know, and him and Austin Bryant, it's not looking good for either one of them right now. Austin can't get on the field, and with Will Harris, I don't want him on the field because like he hasn't, like I said, he hasn't made one play where you were like, one play. He's been out there. He never made one play where you like, that was a great play. And I'm talking about like that was an amazing play. Maybe he can do that again someday. Like he's not a playmaker at all, and that's what we need at that position. But Andrew, man, we gonna go to you. Is Will Harris a bust?
Dude, when your team literally has to bring in 3 safeties after you get drafted, yes. I mean, literally, like they brought in Tony McRae, Jerron Harmon, and I'm missing somebody.
Curse.
And Curse, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't bring in 3 safeties if you think your safety's good. And I also want to know why, in God's name, is Will Harris getting more snaps than Tracy Walker? All right? Makes no sense. I don't like it. Will Harris is trash. The dude has no freaking instincts. Like, it's just dumb. It makes no sense.
That's only because Matt Patricia is the head coach, because he's the only head coach in the NFL that would start Will Harris over Tracy Walker. You know,
Right.
like that's just something that don't make sense. But all right, make sure you guys like the video. We got 42 people in the chat, and I'm gonna move on to the next question. So we gonna get a little bit into this massacre we about to witness on Sunday, but we this is for the positive folks. The folks who believe we have a chance is what this question is for. So let's try to see if it's any way possible, because I got some crazy Lions fans talking to me. So this is from them. But this is my question to you guys. How can the Lions have any hope of stopping this air raid from the Arizona Cardinals? You talking about DeAndre Hopkins, you know, the guy I've called the best receiver in the league for the last 3 years. Then you got Larry Fitzgerald. Luckily, Christian Kirk is hurt, but it's not going to matter. But they got so many weapons over there. It's just crazy right now. It's really a nightmare. But we're going to start with you, Jim.
What do I think about how we're going to stop Arizona? The only way
how can we stop that air raid?
By keeping them off the field. We have to run the ball. I absolutely have to run the ball. We got to keep it out of that offense's hands. And we have to pray. I think those are the two things. I'm just kidding.
Pray.
I just think that I don't think there's any way that we stop them with the corners that we have right now.
Hey, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm not going to even disagree with you, but it is what it is. But all right, OMG, man, how can the Lions have any hope of stopping this air raid? What must they do to try to slow them down?
Okay, what Jim just said was a reasonable. That's the most logical thing. You're like, if you want to stop an air raid, you got to run the ball and control the clock. But that's not gonna happen because our coaching staff is not that smart. So my answer is we can't stop them. And if you play FanDuel, you pick every offensive weapon on the Arizona Cardinals and you start them, and you're going to get money. That's what I'm doing. Hey, I love my Lions, but I'm starting there. I'm starting Kyler Murray. I'm starting Kenyon Drake. I'm starting DeAndre Hopkins. I might even start Isabella. I'm telling you.
Hey, Isabella gonna tear us up, though. Isabella might do the best. And it's girl in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, man. Look, hey, it is what it is, man. All right, Luke, man. How can the Lions have any hope of stopping this Arizona air raid attack?
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm trying my best to do this the right way. The only way you stop this is the same way Ohio State did it. And that is by having athletes who can match up with it piece by piece while still getting pressure on the quarterback. We don't have that, people. We don't have these athletic D-line. We got one athletic linebacker. I'm going to go 1.5. Collins is halfway athletic if he's not headbutting people.
If he wants to be.
Yeah, right. But realistically, I don't think we have enough to slow it down. The air raid offense works best while allowing the quarterback to pick his poison. And I don't see how the Lions are going to like. Listen, man, look what Mitch Trubisky did with his legs. Now we got to do this with Kyler Murray, man. Oh my God.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers did it too, as always.
I'm just saying, but Aaron Rodgers is not faster than Mitchell Trubisky. Kyler Murray is just about as fast as Mitchell Trubisky. So I'm just saying, you have to have athletes to match up with it. When you don't have the athletes to match up with it, you got problems. Because the first thing that you got to realize is one, I need people that I can put across from them that can handle their business. Two, man defense versus air raid offense is the biggest mistake ever. The biggest. How do I know? Urban Meyer said it. He said, we tried, man. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need people to keep the ball in front of them. That's zone. So to me, listen, how we stop it? Prayer. That's how you stop it. Prayer.
Well, I do believe there is one way you stop this air raid offense, man. You got to force them into turnovers. You take the ball out of this offense's hands by getting some tip passes here and there, getting lucky somehow. You got to force them into turnovers because if you getting fumbles.
Listen. I thought I was on the phone for a minute. I tried to hang up on your ass when you said that, bro. When you said get turned off, I was like, turnovers. Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, bro, I'm being honest, man. If you look at the Chiefs game and how powered that offense was, turnovers kept us in that game. And that's the same thing that you're going to have to do here if you want to try to have any hope of slowing them down. Obviously, what Jim said, running the football, you got to keep them off the field and take away possessions from them. Like, limit the amount of times that they can score, and maybe they score, 28 instead of 45, but who knows? But it is what it is, man. You got to take the ball out of their hands.
Our defense ain't that good or that smart.
Hey, I didn't say they were. I just said that's what you got to do. Like,
we know that.
You got to do, man. You got to play. You got to run the football, and you got to take the ball out their hands.
Or try to take them all out. I mean, Chicago's accusing us of being dirty, so
I don't know if we're going to go that route, man. Matt Patricia ain't even feel like that. But it is what it is. But all right, man. Andrew, man, how do you think the Lions can slow down this air raid attack?
Dude, I don't see our defense doing it. So all of you guys saying defense, I'm sorry, but I will never trust the Lions defense. So for me, it 100% has to be on our offense. We need to be efficient. We need to kill the clock. I'm talking about 7-minute drives, 8-minute drives. We need to pound the freaking rock, okay? We need to be able to run the ball so that their offense is not on the field, and then they don't have the ability to make mistakes, because we need to be as efficient as possible and not have any turnovers, putting points on the board on every drive, whether it's field goals, touchdowns, whatever. We need to be aggressive on offense, and that's the only way we're going to be able to control their offense is by forcing them to keep up with us. If we just let them do their thing, they're going to torch us. I've been watching Kyler Murray. This guy is hands down just like Russell Wilson, okay? He's shifty, he's quick, he's smart with the ball, and on top of that, he has DeAndre freaking Hopkins and Kenyon Drake, all right? We can't stop people on the ground. If they run against us, we're screwed. I know. But if they run against us, we're screwed. If they do RPOs, we're screwed. If they throw Hopkins, we're screwed. The only way possible to slow this team down is to keep them off the freaking field. And the only way you can do that is by having long drives that get you points, okay? That is the only way I see it possible.
Yeah. I
just feel like the Lions can give up 30 points in a matter of 10 minutes. So it really don't matter. It don't matter how long the drives are. Once they get the ball, they gonna score. And they could be any team in the league. That's what I mean by they. That's how bad the defense is. So good luck. Like, them long drives would be good, but what happens when they get the ball? Like what we gonna do then? But all right, man, Beast, man. What's your thoughts on this, man? How do we slow down this air raid attack?
We don't. We gotta slow them down with all. You already know.
He said we don't.
Hey, that's what's up, baby.
This defense is like having a bird having a butthole. You can't control his own poop, so they gonna automatically just go through us, bro. I don't trust it. But somehow if we actually stop being so stubborn on defense and actually stack the box for once in our life, maybe we can actually stop the running game from killing us. You know what I'm saying? But Patricia's not going to do that.
I'm about to say, how can you stack the box against this receiver stuff?
But he has stacked the box. It hasn't worked. That's the problem. He has stacked the box.
He stacked the box when all the defensive linemen like 10 feet apart.
Okay, fair enough, but he still stacked it. Even that run, that 75-yard run, I believe the box was stacked there.
I ain't see the box stacked. I seen them guys far apart. I seen linebackers checking receivers. Like I don't see us stopping their offense at all. Kyler Murray is faster. He's actually faster than Trubisky, and he got a better arm, and he's a better quarterback. So I don't see us stopping their offense at all. I don't see none of us stopping none of their receivers. It don't have to be Larry Legend. It ain't got to be D-Hop either. They could take somebody off the bench, off the third string, and kill the Lions.
You know what I find? You know what I find interesting about this whole conversation that we having is we're talking about the Arizona Cardinals like they are the greatest show on turf. Like what?
What they are, bro.
Listen, what's wrong with our defense? That listen. Do y'all remember? Y'all remember when the last year when we was getting ready to play the Cardinals? We had no respect for the Cardinals. Rookie quarterback, rookie head coach, no respect, and they tied us. Now they have somehow surpassed us in talent, surpassed us in gameplay, surpassed us in expectations, and we are up here talking about this team like we going against Kansas City all over again. It's amazing to me how we are talking about this team, and none of us can find a real answer on how to stop this air raid.
And you leaving out one thing, though, Luke. It's only been one season. Think about everything you just listed, and it's only been one season since the tie and this upcoming game.
I know how the Lions. Yeah, the Lions, they got to run the ball because the Cardinals, good as their pass rush is, their run defense is very sketchy, very sketchy. So if we don't pound the rock, knowing it's their weakness, I'm gonna kill Bevel this Sunday. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What happened last week?
No,
Green Bay couldn't stop the run, and we was killing them, and we was like, all right, let's start throwing 7 straight passes.
Yeah, because he tried to get too cute. He tried to get too cute and sexy, and then it backfires.
Right.
For real. I just feel like what happened to that Patriots win? Like Matt Patricia did everything right. Like that's one out of how many games? 30 something. like what happened to that? He ran the football and the defense played well enough to survive. That's all you got to do. But we haven't seen any of that. But I know this air raid is basically a nightmare, guys. But did I get everybody on that question?
Hey, real quick, I wanted to say I picked Arizona Cardinals to win their division. So yeah, I just want to let y'all know that.
Well, you're gonna get that one wrong anyway. But look, listen, we had over 45 people in here. We got 31 likes. Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. The man is at 1,000. The more likes you get, the better this video gets circulated, which means this man gets past 1,000. He goes to 1,100, and then from 1,100 to 15, and from 15 to 2, and from 2 and so forth and so on. So show the man some love. Hit that like button, and smash on it harder than you would if it was like a busto out in the streets. Handle that. Handle it.
Damn.
All right, man. Thanos, man. How do we stop this air raid? That's the greatest show on turf versus our defense.
Well, like it's been said many times already, we don't. Number one, because our defense couldn't stop a toddler from crossing the street. So the fact of the matter is, what we gonna have to do is outscore them and stretch out, these drives. And we all know they need to run the ball, but we know our team ain't smart enough, quote unquote, as they think they are to do that. I mean, look at the game with Adrian Peterson. They could have rolled AP some more. Look at the Green Bay game, like y'all said. If they'd have ran the ball more, I'm telling how that game would have turned out. So at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is they're gonna need to run the ball. They're gonna need to stretch the field. So they need to use TJ more, because TJ can crush the middle. And we're not necessarily in this game, but just in general. But like if you talking about this game, then all right, if they're gonna lock TJ down, then send somebody else in the middle. They love Danny Amendola so much, you brought him back. All right, send his ass across the middle. Get him the damn ball. Like somebody needs to catch the ball. If they're gonna lock TJ down, then get the ball to somebody else. If Kenny is truly gonna step out there and play for real, make sure Kenny get the ball. Let Kenny kill them deep. Let Marvin kill them deep. Like that's just how you're gonna do it. But you're gonna have to mix the runs in there with it though. You can't just keep like man Beast Moore said, trying to get cute with the pass and thinking that it's not gonna get stopped. Hello, how many seasons did Matthew Stafford have when he had like 4,000 yards? That obviously meant he was throwing the ball. But how many wins did the Detroit Lions get out of them 4,000? You know what I'm saying? How many playoff games did they win? So obviously we can't.
See, my thing is, we can do exactly what you're saying and still lose because, man, I'm be honest with you. I really feel like our offense can score 38 and we can still lose. And
you're gonna need plays from the defense.
Like I'm serious. Like this remind me of that Saints game, man. It's gonna be 50-38. Yeah, we gonna score, but we ain't gonna do nothing. The defense ain't gonna do nothing. Like I don't know if they're gonna stop them on any drive from getting points. Maybe 1 or 2 drives. Like
you're gonna need plays from defense. That's for sure. But I'm just saying, we need the offense to score. You need the offense to score enough points to where all we need is defense to make a few drive stops to keep them basically under the amount of points we score at the end of the day. Just make enough stops to keep them under wherever we got.
How about that? How big does the lead need to be? Because like we can start off 14-0, we can start off 21-0.
Let's go back to week 1. 3 minutes left. 10-point score. Like, how did that game turn out? So obviously we got to have more than 10.
We need 7.
More than 14. We lost to 14.
We was up 10 on the Bears with 3 minutes left, and look how that game turned out. So obviously we need more than that. So,
it's bad out here, but
we
gonna move on, yo.
3 scores, but yeah, 3 scores.
Hey man, we gonna move on. So we heard about a lot of injuries and injury reports, and some players have getting healthy at the right time or whatever you want to say. You know, some players have gotten big contracts and haven't played it down yet, but it is what it is. But my question is simple. If they play this week, how much will add Nick Williams, Big V, and Kenny G? And if Joe Dahl is playing too, how much would that help this team for this game on Sunday? We're gonna start with you, Omg.
I mean, it's gonna help. I mean, I don't know how you add Nick Williams, Big V, and Kenny G, and it don't help. But it's what would the Lions do with that? Because if they have Kenny G on a snap count restriction like they do Kerryon Johnson, or you know what I'm saying, and he's not out there when they need him, or if Nick Williams is not playing as much, or Big V, you know what I'm saying? It's like how much will the Lions lean on these players? Because as far as I'm concerned, we got a run blocking right side of the line. Ragnow, Jonah Jackson, and Big V is a run blocking side of the line, and we sit there in the second half and we just get pass happy. So it's about who will he use these players, and I don't know, man, because they might not make that big of a difference, but they will make a difference. It's just will Quinn lean on them.
All right, Andrew, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Look, we have had the abilities to score points. It's not the problem. The problem is that they're altering our scheme based off who's hurt, okay? And this is what's pissing me off, okay? So I expect them to be a lot more aggressive now that they have Kenny. They're going to air it out, which is going to allow us to run the ball. Everything's going to open up. I expect us to be a lot more efficient just because they're going to change the freaking scheme because we have these players back. So I think just having them there, the coaches are going to be like, oh, man, we got our deep threat, contested catch wide receiver back. Let's air it out. So I think it's going to alter the scheme, which is good because the scheme's been piss poor the first 2 weeks.
Okay. Jim, man, what's your thoughts on this? How will these injuries help if these guys are healthy?
Well, Joe Dahl's on the IR, so he's off for another.
Wait, Joe Dahl's on IR?
Yeah, he's off for another week or two. He's on the 3-game IR, so he's not coming back. Big V might help us.
I thought though.
Yeah, not too bad. Like I said, if Big V plays, it might help us run the ball a little bit. Can't be any worse than Crosby for sure. And I am I'm not optimistic about this game at all. So if we get those guys back, yeah, the offense might be better, but I don't think those guys play defense. So
Nick Williams do, but he's a rotational player.
So
he's not going to be able to do much.
Not a bad
I'm not
guy, but he's
nothing.
not great.
Hey man, if Tracy Walker ain't on the field, then we for sure not going to win the game. But all right, man. Luke, man, what's your thoughts on this?
Boy, I find myself taking a breath before I say every damn thing. Listen, listen, they're not gonna help. They're not. Like, let's be honest. Big V wasn't playing. We were still able to run the ball effectively and efficiently. They still had good pass protection without Big V. Nick Williams, who? Nick Williams, who? Like, Nick Williams, who? That's the response. Like who was he supposed to come in and do? He had one good season and got paid by us. Nobody else was gonna pay him that money, but we was, right? Like, no, he's not going to help change.
Defensive tackle.
Man, he ain't finna do nothing. He's not finna change anything. Kenny Golladay coming in upsets me because I think he cripples the offense. Yeah, I know. People gonna say, "What do you mean he cripples the offense?" Because the Lions have a tendency to ride their top players. If Kenny Galladay's in the game, what do you think they're gonna target the most? Kenny Golladay. What is that going to do? Take away from the run. What does that do? Set us up to get behind early. What does that do? Make us one-dimensional. What does that do? Add more bad stats to our defense. Kenny Golladay being out there with the way that this offense is ran, and this again, I'm with Man Beast on this. I'm already on Darrell Bevel's head with some of this stuff, even though I really believe that a lot of this is Matt Patricia just being like, I want this. Give me that. And I think that's what's happening here, but they're going to force feed the ball to Kenny Golladay. And to be honest with you, it's a damn shame because they're going to try to feature him to say, oh, our best receivers back, force the ball to him. So in all honesty, how much will they add? Nothing. Nothing. More disarray, more dysfunction. Does Kenny Golladay pose a threat? Yeah, they're going to put Patrick Peterson on him. All right. Now what? Byron Murphy going to cover Marvin Jones. All right. So now we need Danny Amendola, want them to be the best thing going. Oh, wait, they got Buda Baker hovering around every goddamn where. Okay. Yep. So now what we going to do? Well, we going to go to the tight end. They going to put Isaiah Simmons, Hassan Riddick, and Devin Kennard on him. Problem solved. We just going to bracket him. This is a huge issue right here, people. And to me, them guys coming back, if this is any other coaching staff, any other season, they still it might move the needle maybe a little bit, but overall, I don't see too much changing, in my opinion.
Okay. My thoughts on this is first of all, I'll let Luke get off that blasphemy talking about Kenny Golladay. Like you sound crazy.
Listen, hold on, wait,
Kenny Golladay was playing. No, I'll let you get off that blasphemy. Kenny Golladay playing, he does not cripple the Detroit Lions. Kenny Golladay playing maximizes our chance of winning games. I don't care what blasphemy you gotta say. It's blasphemy.
My bad.
Kenny Golladay like that again.
My bad.
Kenny Golladay playing is gonna help the Lions more than it's gonna hurt them. Hey man, I really don't think we lose to the Bears. As bad as we are, I don't think we lose to them. Green Bay, yeah, because that's Green Bay. But regardless, no, he helps us. He's definitely gonna make the game closer. I'll tell you that. Without Kenny G, we probably get blown out by 20. With him, we might lose by 10. So it is what it is. So we gonna move on to Motor City Thanos, man. What's your thoughts about these injuries, man?
I don't think any of those guys outside of Kenny helps, to be honest with you. Nick Williams, like Luke G mentioned, is just a guy that they plug in. I mean, how many Nick Williams have we had on our team anyway? Like, we done had a ton. The best acquisition we done got around there was Snap. And now he's about to come out of retirement and go play for somebody else. So Kenny G is the only person I see come. As long as he can run his route and catch the ball, Kenny G is the only person I see come back helping, because we don't know what Big V can give us yet. He ain't played yet. So
you're right.
We don't know what Big V can give us. And as far as anybody else, like I said, man, at the end of the day, most of these dudes are just quote unquote Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn's system guys, or they're guys with high personality and less skill, which is why where we are, because they won't go after guys with talent, or if they got a small blemish on their record, they can't play for the Lions. So as far as the guys that we got, man, like Kenny G is the only person I really see coming in and do anything. I would love for Big V to come in and provide some extra protection, maybe give Matthew Stafford time to call his wife and his 3-4 kids, see how they doing, make sure everybody all right, make sure the babies got fed, and then throw a touchdown to Kenny. I would love that. But, we just have to wait and see what happens.
All right, man. We gonna move on to the next question, guys. And basically it's simple. The Lions are not really doing good right now at all. And it's simple as this: who's the most blamed for the situation that the Lions are in right now? Matt Patricia, Matthew Stafford, Bob Quinn, or somebody else? The Ford family. We'll throw them in there too if you want to go that far. But we gonna throw this around everybody, man. We gonna start with you, OMG. Who's the most to blame?
Okay. The obvious is the Ford family, but Bob Quinn has to get a majority of the blame, because this is a team that he assembled. You know what I'm saying? He put these players who can't play out there to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he put Will Harris out there. He picked him. He picked Okuda to be out there and play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he got, trashed on last week. I mean, he handpicked a lot of these players, and they out there and they're not doing nothing. They actually doing worse than the players that Caldwell had out there in his regime. And so he gotta get it the most. You know what I'm saying? The Patricia's he's a little to blame, because he outthinks himself too much. I think he overthinks everything, and it makes it actually worse than what it would be if he just thought about it real quick and did it. But he dissects it so much, so intricately, that he overthinks himself. And so I think those two are the biggest to blame. But Bob Quinn by far, because he just assembled some garbage and threw it out there.
All right, hey man, Beast, man, what's your thoughts on this? Who's the most to blame? Ford, Bob Quinn, Stafford, Matt Patricia?
We know it's the Forest, but my answer is Bob Quinn, because he the reason why Patricia here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, him bringing in Patricia and him being what 9-24-1. No, not yeah, I was right. 9-24-1, and it ain't got no better. The defense is how you
I was about to say, hey, you breaking up. I can't hear you.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I think you still breaking up, man. I think you still breaking up. We gonna get back to you while you fix that, man. But all right, we'll get back to him later. Andrew, man, what's your thoughts of this? Who's the most to blame?
You're the Fords. I mean, they hire the GMs. The GMs hire the the head coaches. It's the same crap over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Fords, if you're an owner, everything trickles down from you. Okay? Jerry Jones, he's an aggressive guy, puts his 2 cents in. They've won a couple Super Bowls. They've been competitive. I've never been like, wow, the Cowboys are going to finish dead last in the frickin' division. The Lions, if you weren't from Michigan, you would never be like, oh, the Lions are going to kill it this year. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it stems from the ownership first, and then it trickles down from them. And I know all of you guys are super hyped about Sheila, but this season is going to show me if they finally are going to do something right. Sheila has stepped in. If we have a really crappy season and they keep all these guys, that tells me exactly where we're going in the future. So I got hand it to forwards.
Okay. Jim, man, what's your thoughts on this?
It's absolutely positively the forwards. I see we have different organizations in Detroit. The Red Wings come to mind. And I've said this before, but the people that leave the Red Wings organization generally call it a first-class organization where they go out of their way for the people, for the players, for, the whole organization, top to bottom is class. When people leave Detroit, the Detroit Lions, they don't say that at all. We need to clean that up because we're Detroit, man. I mean, who wants to come here? We've got to have an organization that treats the players well, that is a first-class organization that takes everyone else into consideration before themselves. And I think that is a major flaw with this team. I think it's a lot of the reason free agents don't come here. I think it's a lot of the reasons we don't get the top name coaches. And then, this time they said, they wanted Patricia and they got him. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. But anyway, it is that, though, to be honest. It is players talk to each other. They're the ones that say, hey, this is not a great organization to be with. Snacks was on the phone saying, can I get out of this trade? Really? I don't want to go there. And we get mad at that, but that is not the player's problem. That is ownership's problem. And we need to fix that.
Okay. Luke, man, what's your thoughts on this? Who's the most to blame for the current situation, man?
All right. I have heard people take the easy road of saying, it's the owner. And they say, it's Bob Quinn because Bob Quinn brought him in and the owners brought in Bob Quinn, so it's the owner. But the reality of it is this. It comes down to Matt Patricia. And I'm going to tell you why. There have been so many coaches in NFL history who had to coach with terrible general managers. They still won. There have been coaches who have been given the improbable job of making sure that they had to not only pull out a win out of the middle of nowhere, they have been given the job of making sure that when they pull that win out, that they do it in a fashion that makes the fans feel good. This boils down to coaching. Owners are owners. When you own something, I understand that we got to look at it and say where it goes from the owners and stuff like that. But when you own something, guess what? Like if I'm running the business, you think Jeff Bezos know what you doing if you work at Amazon? No, he does not. He hires people and then he has to wait for it to get back into his light. When I look at this is about coaching. The coaching has to have the most blame. This what it boils down to. That same ownership with that same squad, basically, under Jim Caldwell, still had a winning record. That same ownership that we talk about and clown on, with worse general manager play, made it to an NFC championship game.
But
this is about
Super Bowl.
Nope, we're not talking about the Super Bowl right yet, but we just pointing out that does not come. You think Robert Kraft is up there doing X's and O's? Nope. You ain't finna tell me Robert Kraft out here lighting it up. His coach handles that.
Yeah, but it's also how you treat the players and the employees too.
True.
There has to be something about that because you can't hire good employees if you treat them like crap. And that was my point.
But see, that started with the coach. We didn't hear about players getting treated like crap like that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man.
Yes, we did. Oh, yes, we did. Rodney Pete went to the Dallas Cowboys and said he just went from the outhouse to the penthouse.
But his claims, Rodney Pete's claim wasn't necessarily directed at the way he was treated by ownership.
He was calling the organization the outhouse.
He was calling him the outhouse. Listen, he was calling him the outhouse because you got to think at the time when Rodney Pete went over to Dallas. Look at the line that they had. Look what they had there. They had things that he didn't have. He never had to play with. Like right now, I live in a nice house. It's cool, but if you put me in a mansion, yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like look how high these ceilings is. I never seen that. Who cleans those? Okay, who put the light bulb in there? How you get up there? Like it's going to be a different atmosphere, but it boils down to coaching. It boils down to coaching. And I'm telling you, when the coaching is flawed, everything else is flawed. It has been poor general managers for years, man. I swear. And I'm telling you, that same team found a way to get us some wins. The only difference is we switched up the coach, and voila, here we are.
Yeah, but we haven't won anything really in years. We've never won the NFC North, and Patricia wasn't coaching for those 28 years.
This is about right now, though.
Right, but we're talking about the current situation.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm just saying. I mean, it's not
Jim.
like it's just the current situation. I feel like, okay, well, to talk about the current situation, what about Snacks? What about Snacks saying what he said about Detroit?
I mean, but he said that because of Matt Patricia.
What about Richard
like,
Sherman,
what
too?
player that left during Caldwell? What player has ever said anything negative about Jim Caldwell?
They didn't say it about Caldwell. And I don't remember them saying it too much about the organization.
Hey, man, say whatever you want about him as an average coach, but he had us winning. Players loved him, and the organization was better than they had been since the 90s, and that's just fact. So Patricia comes here, and Snacks is saying what he's saying. I'm telling you, Snacks played for Caldwell, he would not have that energy. Slay, they would not have that energy. But
I mean, right, and then take it a step further. Like I said, prior to Matt Patricia, they had a winning record. They had been to the playoffs twice. Yeah, I know we hadn't won one, but damn it, they was way closer than we are now. like they don't added a whole extra team to the playoffs, and we not even gonna get that spot. Like what? Like it's really bad.
Man, like Jim Caldwell would have had us a perennial 7th wild card spot. What y'all mean, dog? 9 and 7 every year, dog.
All I'm saying is this. All I'm pointing out is this. At the end of the day, we can sit there and do it, but owners' job is owners. They're not drawing up X's and O's. They don't like. I got friends who own businesses. Like I got a friend, he owns an auto mechanic place. Like you can go get your car fixed there all day. Ask that man how to do anything past change a tire, and you are effed up. You're not gonna get no alternator fix, ain't no brakes going on your car. He has no clue how none of that stuff works. But he runs an efficient business.
But I'm sure he treats his employees well.
Well, you depend on who the employee is. That's
they're not going to be there.
But that's subjective, though. Like you ever had one of those jobs where you go in and everybody in the job complaining, but you just came from a job that was way, way worse, and you looking at them like, y'all mad about this? Like y'all get a break. We didn't get no break where I came from.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's subjective. And all I'm pointing out to you is if you look at the current situation, and if you want to roll it back 8 years, if you wanted to, this team. If we're gonna say the team got more talent than what Caldwell had, how was Caldwell still winning, regardless of who he beat, how he did it? They were still more relevant in that process.
The main thing about Caldwell is I'll always give him credit for this. I never won't give him credit for being great in the division. Like the man went 5-1 in the division one year. Like we were never bad in the division with Caldwell. I don't think we ever had a losing record in the division with Caldwell. So.
But I'm not saying Patricia isn't trash. I'm just saying the problem lies with the organization. That's what I feel like.
No, I mean, if you feel the problem lies with ownership, I'm not going to disagree with that because Sheila was hired and she kept Matt Patricia. But all right, man, man, are you back, man? Hey, man, I'm serious, man.
Leave Sheila alone. Sheila been the owner for all the bit of a few months. We already on her head.
You should have been like, no,
wait a minute.
Bro.
Hold on. How we gonna be on Sheila head, who been the owner all the bit of like 3 months?
Hey,
but
man.
Matt Patricia been here going on his 3rd season, and we still got people defending him, but we want to attack. Leave Sheila alone.
I'm not defending him.
2 things can be true, man. Like he can be trash, and she should have got rid of him. But man, Beach, you back, man?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, man. So what's your thoughts? Who the most to blame? You was talking about Quinn?
I was saying Quinn because he's responsible for Patricia garbage ass hair. So yeah,
it's
like Quinn the same way he hired him is the same way he could have fired him. We keep bringing in expatriate rejects in this dang on team, and we still can't get a pass rush. We still can't stop the run. We barely can get a turnover. Actually, like, do this team get turnovers? How many turnovers we had last year?
No, we don't have any right now.
Nope.
And it's no turnovers in 2 games.
Nope. And it's not like we didn't have opportunities. We had opportunities for the turnovers. They just didn't get them.
Yeah, against Trubisky.
Like 2 missed interceptions.
Man, Trubisky was praying like he was like, here's the gift, here's another gift, here's another gift.
Trubisky should have had 3 interceptions 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but again,
all right, man.
That falls on
Motor
leadership.
City Thanos. What's your thoughts on this? Who's the most to blame for the current situation, man?
I mean, you can blame all levels, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go the Bob Quinn route because you were hired by the Force to come in and set this team up, and you decided to hire your friend after a year with Jim Caldwell, and you let your friend come in here, and then you decided to draft players for your friend's booty ass system, and now we stuck with what we stuck with. So I'm gonna lay it on the general manager's head because also too your job on the line now. So you gonna risk everything to keep your homeboy employed in Detroit when your job on the line. I'd be on his head right now. Like, look, man, I know we talked about before, but this shit ain't working. He gotta go. He gotta go. He gotta go. Okay. Like all these dudes gotta go. I want to keep my job. If you want to keep your job, you gonna get rid of them. All right, or change something around. It don't make no sense because it's not working. Like I said earlier, our defense is so passive aggressive. It's not fun. It's like playing prevent defense. That's what we out there doing.
Oh, we are.
You out there playing prevent defense every damn play. Every damn play, it's like a bad prevent defense. Is what we pretty much doing. You ain't getting no aggression on the line of scrimmage at all. Like I told you before, and like I said earlier, it's like our defensive lineman is looking across at the offensive lineman and say, hey, you guys want to play patty cake? All right, and 1, and 2, and 3. And then they keep going back and forth while, quarterback back there calling his mom, checking on the family, setting up vacations. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not working, man. So, yeah, I'm going to lay it at Bob Quinn's head because you brought him in. Even after bringing him in, you could have made adjustments. Like, look, Matt, we need to do this, that, and the third. I'm going to get you this guy and this guy because we need to try to do this because that ain't working. But you haven't done that. You still continue to get guys for his system. I've said it since we had Bob Quinn. We need pass rushers. And you want to pass on that for a linebacker that you feel can cover a tight end in your little multi-defenses that you want to call it, when it's been trash since he's been here, and this guy's supposed to be a defensive guru, when we know that when he was in New England, it was all about the head coach and not the DC. So that was just the smoke and mirror right there. It's just time for that dude to go. Like I said in the last show, it's time for him to go. Get that motherfucker out of here. She's my lane. I'm sorry. No, we got to say excuse my lane because my 7-year-old just walked up. Hey, baby, I'm sorry.
Man.
Team is passive aggressive.
Motor City Thugs, it's safe to say you pissed off. You don't had enough.
Yeah, he didn't have enough, man. Hey, look,
yeah, you got me cussing in front of my 7-year-old. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm at a point where I don't care no more. I'm just, watch the games and hope that he's fine. Like, I've been telling people, I told him after the first game, fire him before we end up 2-6 and you gotta fire him. Like, I'm trying to salvage the season. I still believe that we can save it. Just fire him now before it's over. Like, come on. Like, we can save the season, y'all. Just get rid of this guy. But after next week, like, it's gonna be a wrap. Like, the season, we could have saved the season if we got rid of him after that first week. Just ripped it off like a Band-Aid and was like, we gonna do something else. And but it is what it is, man. Did I get to everybody on this question?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. So we gonna move on to another question that I think is interesting that we gonna have a little bit of fun with. Simple. Why are the Lions so good in some quarters and then terrible in the other ones? Like, we was looking like, Super Bowl champions against Green Bay the first quarter. Then afterwards, it fell down. Against Chicago the first 3 quarters, oh my goodness, was we a good team. Then it all fell down. So why do y'all think this is happening, man? And I did want to say I never said who was the most to blame. It's Matt Patricia. Simple as that. Jim Caldwell was here. We was winning games. And only thing you did was replace one coach with the other, and now this team is trash. So that's how I'm gonna say with that. But moving on, why are the Lions so good in some quarters and terrible in other ones, man? We're gonna start with you, man, Beast.
The reason why we don't stay aggressive on the ground at all. We don't, we don't throw to our tight ends. Like, our offense is passive aggressive to me, just like the defense to me, especially this year. Like, I haven't seen Bevel been calling plays to throw down the field. I haven't seen that yet. All I've been seeing is intermediate to short route passes. He throwing more bubble screens than he did last year, and he looking like JBC out there. Excuse my language, but JBC. But
yeah, we know that's a curse word out here, man.
he looking like him, like he used a Swift in the bubble screen game. I'm like, man, come on, bro, come on, throw down the field. I don't see Stafford using that big arm that he had last year. I've seen Stafford throwing cannons and rockets and lasers all last year. He didn't care who was out there. Now it's like he don't want to throw the ball down the field. I don't know, is it the play calling or Kenny Golladay not there? I don't know what it is. Or Marvin Jones not getting open. Something. I don't know. But that's why I think the Lions be stonewalling in the quarters, and we had to kick field goals and punts and stuff. But that's me. That's what I think.
Man, I definitely believe it's coaching on Darrell Bevell's part because where is Mr. Milk Cart, aka Jesse James? Like, I've never seen him play for the Detroit Lions. Like, my man is an extra O lineman, and that's it. Like, has he ever caught a pass besides that one pass versus the Chargers? Like, has he ever caught a pass again? My dude, I feel so bad for Jesse James because we can't even get a 30-yard game out of him. We can't even get a 50-yard game. Like, he ain't getting no tick. And that's on Darrell Bevell. To me, this is the worst two called games I've ever seen from Darrell Bevell, to be honest with you. With the Lions at least. And I think he's the main problem because one quarter he's on. We know the defense is terrible. We know Matt Patricia is terrible. You can blame him, cool. But my thing is, even when our defense was terrible last year, the offense was somewhat consistent. You know, even with Stafford, without him, the offense was some type of consistent, at least more consistent than it is now. And to be hot one quarter and then not be able to get anything else going for the rest of the game besides a garbage time touchdown, it's just completely ridiculous. And that's why we're terrible. You have a coach that doesn't know what he's doing sometimes at Matt Patricia, and then you got Darrell Bevell not following whatever philosophy he believes in, because I thought whatever the scheme he was bringing here, he would actually use and we would run the football more, but that's something that we are not doing at this time. But it is what it is. But Andrew, man, this is your question, so I'm gonna go to you. What's your thoughts on this?
Dude, I could write a novel about this. Like, legit, I'm just gonna go with the fact that we have the dumbest smart coaches. The dumbest smart coaches I've ever met in my life. They are so intelligent and they have so much talent, but they're so freaking stupid. Okay, that's why they're so consistent. They literally can scheme the perfect offense, the perfect defense sometimes on certain drives. But, man, when it comes down to a full game, they just collapse. They're like, oh, this was working. Let's stop that. Oh, we were being aggressive. We're up 10 points. Well, why would we be aggressive anymore? Let's just do stupid dumps, passes, and run up the middle. They are so freaking dumb when it comes to making adjustments. They literally will make an adjustment in the opposite direction. We all want them to make adjustments. Can you please tell me why you're making adjustments that actually hurts your team instead of makes them better? Like, it's 100% our coaches get in their own head and they think too hard. Yeah, they think too hard. Like, why is Tracy Walker on the bench and you're putting in Will Harris? Tracy Walker is arguably probably one of the best players on our defense. It's either him or Trey Flowers. I don't think anyone else would disagree with that. So why is he on our bench? But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, why is he on our bench? I get sometimes you run three safety sets and sometimes you put people in the box, whatever. But, like, bro, you cannot tell me that Will Harris is better than Tracy Walker. I will literally cut my leg off. No. The coaches are so freaking stupid. They put the dumbest personnel in. I literally said this after week 1. I was like, why didn't we put Tracy Walker up against wide receivers? Why the heck did we not put our best secondary player up against the wide receivers when we lost 2 starting cornerbacks? Instead, we put a backup safety that plays special teams on the wide receivers. It makes no freaking sense. I'm a casual fan. I like to watch a game, and even I can analyze this crap and make better adjustments. They drive me absolutely nuts.
Hey, man, like I said, that was a nice novel you just wrote. But all right, man. Luke, man, what's your thoughts on this? Why are the Lions so good in other quarters and terrible in other ones?
Analytics and the people who think that they can be used to win football games. If you look at how the games are played out, they are played out based solely on the analytics. Like, I really believe that Matt Patricia has a guy in the booth who does nothing but look over analytics and go, hey, if we call this, and this, our chances of going up is 47%. Like, it's all analytics. And the biggest part of that is the coaching who relies on those said analytics. I'm with Man Beast. Why are we using DeAndre Swift like Theo Reddick? What is this? Why? Why will we do this? This is a telegraphing of a play. And then you decide, well, I'm going to run them in meaningless time to see what happens. But the result does not change. What you're seeing is the tale of two tapes. One, he's calling the plays based on analytics. I can go through every game that we've lost and show you the exact point we lost the game. And they're all doing in-game situations that I'm pretty sure he went with analytics on to determine if we did it. Hands down. I guarantee you, if you go back, I can go back right now just to last week. Last week, they put the ball. We were on R7. He runs the ball, pick up 2 yards for Adrian Peterson. The next play, analytics tells him, oh, they're going to be expected to run. Let's throw it. I don't care if they expect to run. Run it again. You on your 7. You're your 9 at this point. What do? They don't run the ball. They call a pass play. The team tee off and pass rush to him. He has to fight to not get a safety, and now we on the 1. And what does he then do after that? Call a run play. This is analytics that he's going with, and that's what's killing us. He has to get away from analytics.
I hope everything you said is wrong. Because if it's analytics, that don't make me feel confident at all. Because analytics don't win football games.
I mean, think about it. Go back to the game against the Bears, right?
I don't even need to think about it.
We have 23.
I don't need no headaches.
We have 23-6, and common football people will tell you running the ball wins the game. Well, no, not with analytics. Analytics tell you passing the ball is better. It's just stupid. Like if it's not analytics, then I'm going with
Andrew. But what was worse about what you're saying is I feel like, with Caldwell, I mean, we had the worst rush game in the league, so that's his biggest gripe. But I feel like he committed more to it. Even when we was getting 1 yard, he would still run it. We getting 5 yards, and they like, I'm good. Like they like, hey, that's not working right. We getting too many yards. Like I watched the Lions get negative yards 5 plays in a row because they wanted to try to act like they was committing. You're not even committing to something that's working. And that's what I don't understand. Like Kerryon, I think literally didn't have another carry in like the second half against the Packers. That didn't make no sense. Like he was having a good game. Adrian Peterson got like 2 carries. So it's just not good at all. But all right, Jim, man. Why are the Lions so good in some quarters and terrible in others?
Well, Luke hit it right on the head. It's analytics, and basically we're playing. It's like a chess match out there, and we're playing checkers. It's exactly what it is. Other teams make great adjustments on us. We don't make great adjustments on them. Anything that's working, we got to go away from it. If TJ Hawkinson's balling out, let's not throw to him the rest of the game. If Adrian Peterson's breaking off big runs, let's go away from that for the pass. It makes no sense. Everything that we do that's right, we go away from it. We make an adjustment away from it. And everything that the other team is doing wrong, they correct it. And that's why they come back and beat us every single time, because our guys, I'm just going to say it, they have their heads so far up their ass, they can't see straight.
Like it hurts that you just spoke 100% fact. Everything that's working, that we go against it. So like, I need y'all to start throwing at Danny Amendola, so y'all can go away from that. But I need y'all to like do something else. Like put Ty Johnson out there, let him run well, so you know not to get him the ball. So maybe another running back can get in the damn game. Like I don't know what y'all got to do.
Well, Ty Johnson's another guy that's on the milk carton. I don't know where he's been.
Hey, I mean, well, the depth chart, he's not going to see no playing time. I just want to say something that's completely unrelated to all of this, and then we'll get to you, OMG. Jonah Jackson looks so good, man. Yeah, man, he a stud already. I can tell it, and I'm happy about that. But he's only one player. He can't do it on his own. I had to just give him a shout out. The young rookie has had a tall task these first 2 weeks against some of these pass rushers, and he's been very solid. But all right, OMG, man. Why are the Lions so good in some quarters and then bad and terrible in other ones?
I think y'all got a real short memory. Like y'all must have a real short memory. Y'all not really thinking about this correctly because ever since I can remember, since junior high school, the Lions been jagging leads. Like I don't know where the Lions have ever been up, and they just up. Like since I've been in junior high school, elementary, the Lions can be up and they lose it, or they can be up and the team comes back. This has been going on forever. This ain't on Bob Quinn or Matt Patricia or Daryl Bevel. This is a Lions thing. Detroit Lions. Like saying that when people say the same old Lions, that's one of the things that fall under the same old Lions. Blowing a lead, jagging a lead, and finding a way to lose. That's been going on since I've been in grade school.
Yeah, well, I will tell you this. It's two things to that. One, you are right, but Matt Patricia literally has the most 10-point blown leads in NFL history consecutively. So that's a new height. And Matthew Stafford literally had the most comebacks in the season with his previous coach and was always good in the fourth quarter. He has one fourth quarter comeback that I'm going to count because I'm not counting on damn tie as a fourth quarter comeback. But so that's it. He has one fourth quarter comeback under this guy. So I definitely think that, and that's what I think fans are coming from a little bit. Like, look, like we know we a mediocre team, but even the mediocre Caldwell Lions, they not blowing a 15-point lead. I've never seen them do that. Like, when have you seen them do that in the fourth quarter? Like, I'm not saying they were a great team. We know they was average, bro. But when have they blown a lead like that?
Ever since I can remember, man, they've been doing this. I remember being in high school, like, oh no,
in the fourth quarter where we up by 17 points and we blow the lead. Like, I don't remember Caldwell doing that before.
I'm starting to think that Matt Patricia at the halftime be mixing that Gatorade with liquor. I swear to God.
Nah, man.
Because they come out there lifeless, dog. It seems like they be drunk.
I just wonder what does his halftime speech sound like? All right, guys, we're down 40, but you got it. You got it in you. I mean, what is he saying to him? Like, because whatever it is, they not buying, man. They not buying at all.
Look, you know what the dumbest crap about all this is we have been trying to establish a run game for as long as I can remember, and we finally have one, and they're like, nah, bro, we're not going to use it.
Right.
Like, the Lions are the only team in NFL history to finally get a run game and not run the ball. Like
who just wakes up and be like, we're going to do everything in the offseason, everything in the draft to bring you guys a run game. And then the very first game we get, they run the ball and you go, that's all you get. That's your preview. You take that. It's almost like that, like they dope dealers. Like they want to give you a free sample. You know, they want to give you a free sample so you get hooked. Like we was all hooked on like AP running it. Keep running with AP. And then they was like, the next one you got to pay for. I got to pay for runs? Like, what is this?
Luke, you were saying that they were in the halftime down 40. Actually, they're up by that much. And Patricia's like, dial it back, guys. We got the lead. Dial it back now.
Dude, I just don't understand, like, how, like, to me, like, when you go through and you look at the history of any team, I don't care who it is, the Steelers, the Ravens, or whatever, you will find that there are certain patterns that always line up with what you see in terms of their success. The Steelers, I think, had like 3 or 4 head coaches in their entire career, like an entire time of them being in existence. And it's because win, lose, or draw. But the problem with their coaching is this. Their coaching staff, they don't have to worry about firing their coaches because guess what? They're not always losing. like, why would you fire them? And going, I got a friend, he a Cincinnati Bengals fan, right? He every day I get a text message from him like, bruh, I know you missing Jim Caldwell like I'm missing Marvin Lewis. I said, bruh, I don't even want to talk about it. What you mean?
Like it's sad, bro. And we know both of those guys were like, they weren't successes, but you downgrade so much. You know, to where like you're missing the other guy now,
right?
It's like you were purgatory. Now you're in hell.
People get mad that we was average, but you never realize being garbage is much worse than being average. So, like,
right,
we gonna move on, and that's what I think is the problem because a lot of us we're we're very hard on Jim Caldwell, but I like being average more than being garbage. Of course, you want to win. You want to be good. You want to be great. We all know that, but that's not what we are. We got to stick in reality. And the reality is terrible right now. We as bad as the old N16 Lions with probably the most talent since the 2014 Raw. That's horrible. But all right, man, we gonna move on to something. Maybe we can get through this question quickly, because the Lions will never cease to amaze you with the way that they will impress you with how bad that they are. But the Lions have a 19% pass rush win rate, and they are the worst pass rush in the NFL by a wide margin. What's your thoughts on this, and how can we fix it? And your answer can't be fire Matt Patricia. All right, now we're gonna start with you, Andrew.
Bro, I mean, this is like literally just laughable, honestly, because for me, I mean, you look at it, every single person's like, why are we rushing three people? Why are we rushing three people? Why are we rushing three people? And they're just standing there. They're just trying to contain the quarterback. Bro, in what world is that going to get any pressure on the quarterback? When we send 5 people, we get pressure, right? How many times have we done that? What, 5 times in the past 2 games total, and we got pressure? That's probably all 19% of that. Like, the only way you're going to get pressure is literally.
Wait, don't glance over that. Go back. That's probably all what percent?
All of it. All 19%.
Oh,
19%.
yeah, we got a 19% pass rush win rate. And then, no, I just want to tell you that the 31st ranked team is ranked at like 32. So we 19 to 32. Like, that's how bad it is.
Oh,
look,
my God.
I'm telling you, though, look, if you watch this D-line, we have not gotten any pressure besides that 1 sack fumble we had. And besides that, there's no pressure, okay? You need to blitz 4 people at minimum, bro. I don't care if you blitz 3 people once in a while. If you're in like a prevent freaking defense, or you know for a fact it's a passing down. But, bro, it is not always like that. We're getting torched on the ground. You need to control the run by having more people up front, and you need to freaking apply pressure. And the only way to do that is to send more people in, okay? Don't play man coverage and expect our backup cornerbacks to literally get coverage sacks. It didn't work last year. Didn't work the year before. It's not going to work now, okay? We have too many injuries already in our secondary. The only way to solve this is to add more pressure. Send in blitzes. Use frickin' Jared Davis because everyone loves him, which I still don't like him. Throw in Julian Arquara. Why is this guy not getting more snaps? All you have to do is say, hey, line up on the edge, run, bro, eat. Why? What the heck are they doing with the scheme? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, Julian Okor being a healthy scratch is just, to me, another nail in Matt Patricia's coffin that's already filled with like 35 nails.
He's a healthy scratch what, this week?
No, last week he was a healthy scratch. He was just healthy, and I mean, it wasn't like he was bad the first week, and they were just like, yeah, we're just not gonna play you. We don't need you to beat the Packers when Aaron Rodgers didn't get touched the entire game. But it's all good. It's all good, man. We're going to continue to move on. The Lions got the worst pass rush in the league, Jim, by a wide margin. What's your thoughts on this? How can we fix it?
Well, Matt Patricia's defense is not based on pass rush, obviously. It's based on the cornerbacks that are terrible right now. I mean, it absolutely is. He wants to base it on the secondaries, the safeties, and then get coverage sacks. This whole team has been built that way basically ever since he's been here. He's not went out, and Bob Quinn have not went out and got pass rushers because he wants to get that pass rush from the linebacking core and safeties and everywhere else. But he's not even rushing those guys. He's just saying, okay, let's clamp down on their best players, man coverage, and just try to get coverage sacks. That's what he did in 2018. I mean, they had a better pass rush in 2018 than they did now. But this whole defense really isn't predicated on the pass rush to me.
I don't like the sound of that. Man, it is what it is. What's your thoughts on this, OMG?
I just want to start off by saying D-Map Zone said, we is booty cheeks. I think that was funny, man. But we just got to do one thing, man, and that's mix in zone blitzes. That's the only thing that's really going to change. That is we're going to have to start bringing blitzes from the secondary. And zone blitzes, man, like blitz the corner, drop the defensive end back in the coverage and have them, taking the third half of the other side of the field. Like, that's the only thing I can really think of, man. Because he's not gonna bring pressure. He's not just gonna bring 6 guys, and you know what I'm saying. So he just gotta disguise the coverage with zone blitzes, man. And that's the only way really this defense can thrive in the turnover department is disguising them coverages, man. And zone blitzing is the only way to really do it.
Hey, man. It is what it is. As you can see, the Lions lead the league in drops and Stafford pressure 27% of the time. So versus at least Green Bay. But those are just some random stats for my stats junkies out there. But all right, Luke, man, what's your thoughts about the pass rush?
What pass rush? What? I mean, he asked me my thought. I mean, which one? What he talking about?
Abracadabra, bitch.
I mean, are we really gonna sit here and talk about Casper the Friendly Ghost for real? I mean, it doesn't exist. Like, what pass rush? The Lions. How can I best put this? The Lions defense is as about effective as a condom with a hole in it. It's just a waste of energy. Like, it's terrible. Like, I don't understand like this idea of us having a pass rush. We don't have that. We just don't. Like, and the sad part is when we do have a pass rusher, you're dropping him in the coverage. I don't understand how in the hell you dropping Trey Flowers, your back pass rusher, your best run stopper, in the coverage. Here you are with a healthy scratch in Julian Okora. Nope. not gonna put him in. Your best blitzer is Jared Davis. We're gonna cut your snaps. Huh? Your best safety is Tracy Walker. He ain't better than Will Harris, not according to that head coach. I mean, why would there be a pass rush? And then what is he going to do? I'm going to go get another former Patriot. Who's that? Gerald Sabaro, whatever his name is. I'm going to see if he wants to come here, and that'll fix our pass rush. I guess we're just going to forget about Romeo Okor, huh? We're going to forget about Julian, huh? You got rid of Devin Kennard, and we still was confused. Like, so why? The only person you can't utilize in none of this pass rush and none of this is Christian Jones. He's still here. So I asked, why are we talking about pass rush when pass rush does not exist here? It's not. Our pass rush is as elusive as Bigfoot himself, as elusive as the Nessie. Okay, like it's mystical. Where is it going to come from? They did some blitzing, and
Angelo, he said, "What does a healthy scratch mean?" That literally means you are healthy enough to play, and they scratch you out and say you're not playing. That's
right. Right. It's these people are crazy. When you look at this team, you're refusing to just utilize your talent. And so in my eyes, here's my thoughts on it. Yes, we got the worst pass rushing and all this other stuff. I'm not surprised. Nobody else should be surprised. And at the end of the day, the rocket science genius defensive coordinator that I've been saying fire since his first season is proven every week by the moment that guess what? He is who I thought he was. And Lions fans is letting him off the hook. And that's my Dennis Green shout out. RIP.
Yeah.
Right, man.
Gonna crown him.
All right, yeah, man beast, man. So what's your thoughts on us having the worst pass rush in the league by a wide margin?
It comes to no surprise when you're stubborn and his defense is not versatile like we thought it was going to be. This is not what they're doing in New England.
Right.
New England blitz more than this. We don't blitz ever. Man, I'm not saying only way to have a good defense is to blitz, but goodness grief, can you do it here and there? Can you throw some surprises in the defense? Can you rush your linebackers, rush your defensive backs, something? Can you get a consistent rush up the middle? It's like they don't even try to rush the ball. So, man, it's no solving this, man. It's like putting together a puzzle without having all the puzzles. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Lions gonna be, man. That's what Patricia want to be. He want to be trash. He gonna lose his job quicker than You know, he gonna lose his job quicker than he thinks. So it's over.
Hey man, it is. Hey,
listen,
I mean, I'm not gonna be
this,
there. I don't got no.
J-Mo, can I sidebar for a minute? Am I the only one that noticed that Man Beast look like he been working? Why is his arms looking like they on swole right now? What the hell is going on? The gym is closed, right? The gyms are closed.
No, they're open over here.
Actually, I went to the YMCA today.
Are they?
Yep.
Man Beast out here getting that coronavirus workout in, bro. I see you, bro.
All I do is push-ups. So
see what I'm saying? Look, getting this swole on. Hey, just a sidebar, my people. I wanted to do that. My bad.
Yeah, but I just think, you know, not only am I not surprised, I don't understand why. I think we have more than enough talent to at least be an average pass rushing team. He's apparently blitzing more thanks to Corey Underland, but it's still not doing much. So look, like I said, I'm not gonna be the dead horse. The dude is terrible, but I just want Lions fans to know Matthew Stafford, the one that y'all like to blame for everything, has the worst coach in the NFL with the worst defense in the NFL and the worst pass rush in the NFL, and his team won't even run the ball. And it worked. Like it's so funny. Like when you tell somebody this, they'll be like, "Come on, man! Like, what are you talking about? There's no way that's actually possible." But it is. But it is what it is, and let's just pray that he gets fired after this game, so maybe we can go and, like I said, go 8-8 for the fans. Not because we ain't gonna win nothing, but just so they can feel good about themselves. Just fire him before or after this game, please.
I don't want to go 8-8. I want either one to be really good or really bad.
Hey man,
I don't want to be 7-9.
I don't hate you for that. I think that's a good idea.
I want as many games as possible, and I think if he's gone, then much better.
We need to go ahead and get Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, man. We need to.
It's not gonna happen. Lions fans, it's not gonna happen. Keep dreaming.
I'll be pissed if that happens. To be honest,
it's not gonna happen. Like Lions fans talk about it a lot now because the team is back, but it's not gonna happen. So I'll let y'all entertain something that's not gonna happen. Like now, if Justin Fields fall to he fall out the top 10, then maybe, but. Other than that, Trevor Lawrence.
But Trevor Lawrence. How many people really need a quarterback right now?
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Denver.
Every year.
Denver's not drafting a quarterback.
Right, but I'm saying, but like right now, if you look at the teams who need a quarterback who can be high enough to get one, Steelers need another quarterback. They still trying to find a replacement for Ben Roethlisberger, which might be a good trade partner for the Lions. But that's another story. You go to let me see. You already know that. So you got the Steelers. They need one. Who else need another one?
The Bucks.
The Bucks gonna need one. Yep, because Tom Brady ain't gonna be there forever.
Yeah, and I like Minshew, but the Jags are probably gonna grab one too.
And then you also got to take into account this based on because if we're going by analytics, I'm finna take a page out of Matt Patricia's book. Analytics is my friend. If we follow the analytics, we're gonna have the first overall pick. I mean, he went from 20. Right?
I told you we firing him. So
I'm just saying.
So that's
but
I'm trying to be optimistic about it.
Listen, somebody. I heard something. I was listening to 97.1 The Ticket because I've been getting called way too much at work. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna see what they're talking about over there. And a fan called it and said something that made me go, "Ooh, he might be right." And what the fan called in and said was, "If you fire Matt Patricia now, and the reins get handed over to Darrell Bevell, and Darrell Bevell rattle off some wins and end up going like 9-7, he'll become your next head coach. You're not even in position to get a quarterback, and now you still never hit the reset button." And I'm just saying. I know we all for fire him, but do we got to be right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just put it out there.
It's an extra playoff team. That 9-7 could end us in the playoffs, and I don't think unless we going like winning the division, I really don't think unless we win the division or go win 10 games, I don't think whatever Darrell Bevell does will make him the head coach. I think we'll still find he's just gonna be the interim guy. We'll find somebody else. On that.
Fair enough. I'm just saying it's a good move on.
We're gonna move on to the next topic. And this is a question from Motor City Thanos. I think it's pretty rhetorical, but a lot of people disagree sometimes. So we definitely gonna talk about it. But what's more important to start off and have your elite defense, having an elite defensive line and building around that, or having an elite secondary and building around that? Just for fun, let's say if you had a secondary and you could pick all the best secondary players in the league, and you built that team, and then you can build your best D line with everybody that's airing down to all of them. What are you taking? But we gonna start off with you, Motor City Thanos.
Well, firstly, I'm gonna say if it's really rhetorical, then why Matt Patricia ain't doing it? Which is why I paid the question. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna go defensive line, because what did Bob Quinn say when he came in and got his job? That it starts in the trenches. Has Bob Quinn really done that? Yes, he might have went after some pieces on the offensive side, but has he really done that on the defensive side? How many defensive linemen has Bob Quinn drafted since he's been here? Like really think hard about that. How many defensive linemen?
I will in the top 5 rounds too. What's his name? Well, 3. Brian, Shanahan, and whoever we got this year, Okora.
Yeah, like your top picks. Everybody know that when you draft in those first, let's say at least the first 3 rounds, you know those guys got to be starters. How many defensive linemen has he drafted? Has he drafted in those rounds since he's been here? So you know what I'm saying. So the people he done picked up is for the secondary. So Matt Patricia obviously don't believe in that. You know, as rhetorical as it may sound, because all his system is, like Luke said, is built to help the secondary. It's built for the secondary to shine, not the defensive line, because you don't want to rush these guys in. I mean, that's how most defenses that are like dog defenses are successful, because that coordinator or that coach takes that leash and unleashes the hounds on the quarterback on the other side. We don't do that. Like I said, we sit there and we talk to the dude in front of us, ask him how he doing, how was his day, if he got any aches and pains, do you need some icy hot, you know, want to play a little patty cake, all that type of stuff. Like we don't, you know, we not doing that on our side. You know what I'm saying? They're not unleashing no hounds. You know, we don't have hounds. We got Chihuahua. All right, we got the little irritating dog.
Let me give you a little pushback, because I could be wrong. But didn't Bob Quinn draft Ashawn Robinson in the second?
Yep.
So that's one.
But I also said how many. How many? You don't need more than one.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you though, but I remember when he took him, and I remember thinking, well, Seattle got the right D tackle. What the hell was we thinking? Like for that Alabama team, I thought Reed was a better D tackle than Ashawn. But I get your point. I was just trying to give you a little pushback just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it.
Because like I said, he said it starts in the trenches, but did he really start in the trenches? For the offensive line he might have, but not the defensive line. The defensive line, he didn't start in the trenches. Defensive line, he wouldn't got a linebacker.
I feel like this was the year where besides taking Isaiah Simmons, you had to take a D lineman. And at least in the first 2 rounds. And y'all saw my reaction to the DeAndre Swift pick. I've always said it. What's the dumbest thing they can do? Take Swift. They did. So it's the Lions. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah, we got Ashawn, and I do think he was solid, but he wasn't a Pro Bowler caliber guy. And yes, we definitely have to do better. But I would say the same thing, man. I think the D-line, like I've watched D-lines carry Jimmy G to Super Bowls. You know, like I watched the front 7 carry, you know, Trent Dilfer. I watched D-lines completely win Super football games. I watched a dominant D-line for the Detroit Lions help us to 11 wins to when we really weren't that good of a team. I swear that Lions team had like 11 or 12 really, really solid players, and they just carried the whole team. And most of those solid players was all on that D-line with Sue and Fairley and them boys. And so the best Lions team we've had in recent memory had a great D-line. So that's what I'm harping on. And Matt Patricia's an idiot, because if you're going to focus on the secondary, why is Will Harris out there over Tracy Walker? You idiot! Like I just don't understand how a coach could be so mindless. But we got 46 people in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video if you haven't liked the video already. But all right, man, we're gonna go to you, Andrew. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, D-line, bro. That's about it. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, like I said, nice and easy. All right, man. Jim, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm the same on that. I go defensive line because you get after the quarterback and you make him uncomfortable. It makes the secondary a lot better. I know they work hand in hand, but I like to build my D line first.
All right, what's your thoughts on this, OMG?
Yeah, it gotta be D line, man. 2013, we had a dominant front seven, and our secondary was average. Darius Slay wasn't Darius Slay that he is now, and we was like the third best defense in the league. And then you go to 2018, where we had a pretty good secondary, and we still was toward the back of the league in total defense. So, yeah, man, it gotta be D line.
Okay, what's good? We got No Miss J in the building. We got Rocco P, Buffed Up D-Ball, Grass Street, Lewis of the Lion, just some people joining. What's good, everybody? But all right, what's your thoughts on this, Luke?
Man, see, when you originally started the thing off, you said if I could take all my favorite secondary people.
Oh, I was trying to be fun with it.
Okay, because I'm like, I mean, you telling me that?
Stand by that. I'm still taking it.
If you telling me that, and I can take all my favorite D line people, see, it depends. I think they work hand to hand. But if I had to pick one, I'm picking the guy who got the shortest distance to disrupt the play, which is the D line. So the guy who, like, one of the reasons why I always tell people that you have to run the ball is because it decreases the opportunity for turnover. When the quarterback throws the ball, all that space that it has to travel is room for error. But when you turn around and hand it off, the only error is on the dude who holding the damn ball. I mean, unless you got somebody who can't hold the ball, like Tiki Barber or something, I don't see why it should be a lot of error. And with the D-line, I just see the D-line as saying that what gives you the shortest distance to affect the game? It's the D-line. I watched the San Francisco 49ers before they had a guy like Richard Sherman still disrupt people's offenses. Wasn't about the secondary. Everybody talk about New England. Oh, Stephon Gilmore, who got torched by DK Metcalf, but okay. They talk about that, but what they don't talk about is when they had Vincent Wilford, they had Willie McGinnis. They had Mike Vrabel. They had Teddy Bruschi. They had linebackers who can do it. Them people left. They brought in a Dante Hightower. They brought in these other linebackers who can do certain things, and then they put a D-line out there that can get the pressure with Chandler Jones and so forth and so on. To me, the D-line, hands down, has to be the reason that this team go. It starts in the trenches, period, point and blank.
Okay, OMG, thoughts?
Yeah, I think I already went.
Oh, all right, man. Then we can move on. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more question before we gonna go to the chat, and drop your questions in the chat, and I'll be sure to answer them. And I figured we all want Matt Patricia fired, so instead of talking about Patricia, I have a serious question for all my Lions fans, and I need to figure out why y'all feel this way and why y'all act this way. But we've watched the Lions waste Barry Sanders, Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, and plenty of other great players that we've had from the Homer Wars of the world. So my question to all you guys is, like, why are you a Lions fan still if we suck? And do you got another team that you cheer for? Because we suck, and it looks like it's going to continue to happen, because we can have the greatest running back to ever show up and not win. We can have a top 5 receiver of all time, not do nothing. We can have a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, still not do nothing. It doesn't matter what we got. We always fail. But Andrew, since this your question, man, we going straight to you, man. What's your thoughts?
Bro, we all got mental problems. All right, we have to. We have to legit have something wrong with us in our friggin' brains to be fans of this team after all these years. Like, I mean, for me, if it weren't for Stafford, I don't know if I would be a Lions fan. I'm gonna be completely real. I became a Lions fan, I want to say about 10 years ago, right around when Stafford, came into the league, and I was like, wow, man, this guy has a freaking arm. Like, we have something to work with. But I don't know. I mean, some of us are those type of people that, like, if you're born in Michigan, you are a Michigan sports fan. You know what I'm saying? So you like the Red Wings, you like the Pistons, you like the Tigers, and you like the Lions. But I should have, dude. I mean, this is the worst question because honestly, like I used to love Houston. I used to love watching the Texans. Andre Johnson, Arian Foster, Matt Schaub, like they were just an exciting team to watch for me. And the Lions, I don't know. I don't know why I'm a fan. I don't know. Like it's sickening. Man. It's sickening to even think about.
Like I said, after that first game, and I told Jim off camera, off this, I told him this is my last season. I'm gonna really ride with this team because like I can't do it anymore. Like if y'all can't win with Stafford, to me, I don't think y'all ever gonna win. A lot of Lions fans, y'all can think we'll win with something else. I'll see you in 30 years when I'm telling my children don't be Lions fans. Like so, my thing is, obviously I'm still a fan. I'm from here. I bleed blue, but I've always I feel like the Lions, when I was growing up and I was younger, the Lions were so bad that I had to have another team that I could at least look at because my team was never competing. And I was too young and naive to even realize what I was doing. And that team was always the Patriots just because I'm a big Brady fan. Michigan, I told you, go blue. I bleed blue out here. But, I still love my Lions. But I told you, I'm going to be watching the Ravens from now on because they're a team that I can watch. I'll still watch the Lions. I'll still cheer for y'all. But I don't expect anything out of this team if this regime fails. I really don't. And we're Lions fans because we're cursed. It's simple as that. It's like Luke got 3 teams. So, like, we're cursed out here. So, I'm just, for all my Lions fans that will never be a fan of another team or care about another team, to y'all, I'm praying for y'all. I hope we win the Super Bowl someday. I hope it all works out. But just enjoy football if you like, because we ain't going to be winning nothing, so just enjoy football. That's what I'll say to you Lions fans, man, who bleed blue, man. But all right, man. Jim, man, why are you still a Lions fan? You the oldest Lions fan on the channel. You've been a Lions fan longer than you've been alive.
Hey, don't be out here snitching out. Don't be out here snitching out my man Jim. Don't be snitching out my man Jim.
Right.
I'm just saying he's been going through this so
leave
long.
Jim alone, man. Jim is 25 for the 100th time. Leave him alone, bro.
He's been going through this for so long. And how are you still doing it? And what it looks like not to have a quarterback as good as Matthew Stafford. So take it away. Yeah,
to everybody that says they want to trade Stafford, the only reason I'd ever trade him is for him, because this team's going to be rebuilding for another 40 years, probably. I mean, that's the way they are. I've been at it for 43 years, and the thing is it's like a train wreck. You just can't look away. It's awful, but you just can't look away. It's kind of that type of situation for me. I've always been a fan, and I think it's kind of like the Cubs syndrome as well, where they're so bad all the time, but man, if they could win one, it would be the biggest celebration ever. So it'd be like the biggest party you ever went to. So, and I don't want to be a bandwagon person, I'm just sticking with my team no matter what.
Hey man, I'm with you, man. But it's hard. Cause I've been through it like obviously 0-16. So we've been through the worst already and we made it out. But I'm with you. I don't believe if Stafford don't make this team win, we'll be losing for another 15 years before we find a replacement. That's just my personal belief. Mm-hmm. But Luke, man, why are you a Lions fan? I know you got other teams that you like, lucky you. But yeah.
First of all, the other teams that I like were all hot garbage when I first liked them. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers creamsicle uniforms are the best. Everybody else hates them. I think they're beautiful. But I liked them because they were underdogs and they had a lot of my favorite players on them. And the Lions is simple. I'm a fan of football first. Okay. What made me a fan of the Lions and why I'm still a fan of the Lions is because that's my team. It doesn't say Lansing Lions. It doesn't say, the Southfield Lions. It says the Detroit Lions. And I am born and raised and live here in Detroit. That says me. So for me, this is the team that I know. This is the team that I'm going to root for. Everybody can't be at the top of the mountain all the damn time. New England is going to have an error similar to what we're dealing with the Red Wings. Just wishing on the great times. It's going to happen. And somebody's going to rise up to take that. But to me, This team, the Detroit Lions, that says me. That, okay, yeah, you knocked me down, but I'm getting back up to do it again. That says me. So I related to that. I related to the need for the bill. I related to the hate that they get. I've took hate unfairly and justly. And so to me, I have to be a fan of the home team. I have to be a fan of the underdog. I have to be a fan of the build-up story. That's where it gets beautiful at. There is nothing fun about jumping on the team when they hot. You would be surprised how many people I've seen who live here in Michigan who swore up and down they were Laker fans, ain't never been to California in their life. Never. But the minute the Pistons won, I'm just saying, the minute the Pistons won, now they're Detroit Piston fans. Oh, look at my gear. See, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be able to root for the team and watch the whole entire process through it. The Seattle Seahawks, when I became a fan of the Seattle Seahawks, their best player at that time was probably Ricky Waters, maybe LeVar Kirkland or Steve Atwater. And that was Atwater who got down in the aging group. When I was a fan of the Buccaneers, nobody had a fan for them. They just knew that them uniforms was ugly, the name didn't make sense, and the coach was just like, who is this guy? Like, I enjoyed that story. So when people say, oh, you a Bucs fan? Yeah, I was there through all the trash. I was there when they won and when they stopped winning. I was there with Seattle when Seattle wasn't even thought of as an NFL team when I was trying to play them on Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Bowl refused to put them on there. I just believe if you're a fan of football first and then you're a fan of a team second and you understand what that team's product is and what you can be a part of in that history, it's not hard for you to be a fan of that team.
Yeah, and when Calvin Johnson exists, it's not hard. I know it's different eras, but watching Calvin Johnson play is probably how people felt watching Barry Sanders play. When I watched that dude play, I was like, yeah, I've never seen anything like this. He's completely uncoverable. It's 4 dudes on him, and he threw the ball up and he caught it. So it's a lot of connection with these players and, of course, the city, 100%. And I can't find myself loving another city than my own, especially when it comes to rooting for the teams. Because whenever players I like or teams I like go against each other, I always root for our team first. But all right, OMG, man, what's your thoughts on this? Lions wasted Barry Calvin and Stafford is next.
Right.
Why are you still a fan?
First off, I just want to say, Luke, thank you for mentioning Tecmo Bowl. That's my favorite Nintendo game.
Man, you ain't playing.
Hey, for real. Hey, Luke, you know how to run, right? You know how you start off, you go through, you go left, you go right, you go left, and touchdown.
Hey, boy, you ain't said nothing but a thing. Don't play no games. Me and Tecmo Bowl was life.
Or you can run back to the goal line and then you can take it 99 yards to the house. They don't know about that. That's kind of let my age out there a little bit, but but
I'm just saying, they don't know. You out there.
Yeah, they don't know nothing about that Tecmo Bowl, man. From my OMG, that's my cousin Ali, who used to have wars in Tecmo Bowl. He said to me when the Lions were playing their last game, because I was at work, I was in my office, and he was like, man, you see this game, man? And he's like, man, why are we still Lions fans? He said, man, he's like, we act like we married to this team, like we can't cheat on them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we just faithful, man. We've been Lions fans feeling the pain for 30 years. And you know what? I was like, man, that is right, man. It really had me questioning myself, like, why every Sunday do I let my hopes ride and my happiness depend on the Detroit Lions on Sunday? You know what I'm saying? Like my wife be like, oh no, the Lions are losing. I ain't gonna talk to him today because he gonna have an attitude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, like I really honestly don't know how much longer I can let my whole afternoon be just because of the Detroit Lions, man. Like I called my dad up. I'm like, Dad, send me some info on the Dallas Cowboys, man. I need to study up and get my research on.
Man, just don't go to Dallas, man. Just don't go to
that's my dad's favorite team, man. That's his favorite team. Man, his picture for his social media is him on the star. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Hey, bro,
So,
your dad would lose it if you tell him you about to be a Cowboys fan. He'd
No,
be like, "You
no,
finally
no.
coming over
no,
here?"
I know. He's like, man, I seen some email, I seen some booklets and everything. Man, he was geek. But yeah, man, it's just, man, going through this is tough, man. It's tough, man. And honestly,
That's
man,
why I feel,
I
man.
just don't know how
As
much
long-
longer I can do it, man. I
Bro,
mean,
as long as Patricia is here, I don't really have any expectations for the team. Like I said on my last video that I dropped about the game, I was like, y'all just watch the game and just watch it. That's basically what I said. Cause and you know, like I'm not a bandwagon. I've been following Lamar since before he was even good at Louisville, and I've always been a fan. He's literally the only other player that I like in the league that's not on our team. So I'm gonna watch that team and watch successful football, but I will always root for my team. But like y'all suck. It's the same thing with the Red Wings. I can watch the Red Wings. I watched them this year suck. They won 17 games. I watched them suck. I watched the Tigers suck. I'm still watching, but y'all trash. You know?
right. But
So it is
don't
what
you
it
want
is.
your owner though to feel your passion? Like when I look at the Cowboys, I'm gonna use them for an example. Man, look at Jerry Jones be into it. You ain't
He's
never
also
seen.
nuts.
You ain't never seen the Fords and a camera scroll to them and they just hype, just jumping up and down, just Jerry Jones running on the field, giving the coach dap, and I mean that's the type of excitement I want to see from the Lions.
That's also the reason why Dallas don't win, right?
Yep, exactly.
He's too into it. Like he's an owner, but at heart he's like a huge fan of himself. At the same time, I mean that team under Jimmy Johnson could have probably been just like Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. He let that get in the way and Jimmy out the door, right? Then the team go into the toilet because now all of a sudden he realized that Barry Switzer wasn't the answer. After Switzer won with the same team that Jimmy Johnson built, he realized he wasn't the answer. So what happened? The team goes into the toilet. He goes out and get another Hall of Fame coach and Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells built that team back up, get them back to respectability. And what does he do? Run him up out of there.
yeah.
I was about to say, man, let's not talk about the Cowgirls though.
I'm
right,
just talking about the owner, man. I'm talking
Too
about
much
the owner.
Cowgirls talk to me, man. I ain't feeling right.
I'm just saying that in terms of owners, like we as fans, we got to be careful what we ask for because Mark Cuban is at every freaking game, but the Dallas Mavericks won one championship, but he was at every game doing all type of stuff.
But they
And it wasn't
competitive
before
though.
him,
They
though.
competitive.
Like, I don't know if that's a good example.
They competitive though. Every team that you mentioned, the Cowboys, the Mavericks, they competitive though.
Yeah, but they got competitive after they hired good coaches. Like if I'm saying Dallas hired the right coach to make them competitive.
Oh, okay.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. The Fords ain't gonna go out and hire the best coach for the job. They're gonna hire.
No, they let their GM pick the coach, and that's the problem. Right, exactly. The Fords need to be like, who's the most qualified coach out there? Does he have experience? Go get him. Like, just go get the best guy. Not let somebody else select.
Exactly.
These guys who are unproven. But we gonna move on. Man, Beast, man. Do you know what the question is, man? Oh, he looks like he's gone. But all right, and he's back. Did Motor City Thanos, man? What's your response to this, man?
I mean, they definitely completely wasted any of the best talent we had, at the end of the day. But as far as like what keeps me a Lions fan here, like Luke G said, I was pretty much born and raised in Detroit, man. I spent most of my years there, and to go further into it, I graduated from Redford High School, and for those who don't know, that's the school that is now currently a Myers. All right, so on the west side of Detroit, and I like just like Luke, I'm not trying to be that person where, all right, I say, F this, I'm not a Lions fan, and then I leave, and then they win, and they're like, oh, I'm back, oh, we won, that's what's up, and I'm downtown, I celebrate with everybody else. I'm gonna be pissed because that is definitely bandwagon riding. Whether you was a fan before or not, you came back once they won. You know what I mean? Because my favorite NFL player ain't even a Detroit Lions player, and I love Barry Sanders and I love Calvin Johnson. My favorite football player is actually Ray Lewis because the two sides of the ball I love, which is also why I love, like you, J-Mo, I love the Ravens too, but it's because of Ray Lewis. I love the defense side of the ball, and Ray Lewis is my favorite football player because there was no man on the field that had more passion than Ray Lewis. And I loved Ray Lewis' leadership And I loved how dude was terrified to come across the middle because they knew Ray Lewis was gonna take his fucking head off. All right, you know what I'm saying? So I like you, I follow the Ravens too. Like I mean, even when it comes to bandwagon right and stuff,
when they got
like
Lamar Jackson, I'm like, y'all love y'all, man. I'm like, y'all, I was like,
yeah.
only y'all would have did that, man. I'm
But see, J-Mo, that's what I'm saying. That's the conversation I was trying to have with Luke before. Is that's what pisses me off with our team even more. Look at how the Baltimore Ravens were bad a couple years ago. They didn't have too much to their name. They was falling apart after they gave Joe Flacco that contract. Then they had to give him away. Ray Lewis retired. They sent Suggs on his way. The team was falling apart at the seams. All right. Then you go and draft Lamar Jackson. Okay. People trying to dog him after his first year. What did the Baltimore Ravens do? They looked at him and said, "All right, dog. We know what you can do. We gonna go get you some help. So we gonna go get Ingram. We gonna go draft Dobbins. We gonna go add more pieces to our defense to get our defense back to where it was." Like when I see that pisses me off because that's the same shit
why
we should be doing.
Because I'm like, bro, this organization just do things right, and I'm on record saying this during the draft, I believe, before they were selected. I said take Deshaun Watson and Lamar in the first round, and people know how much I love Stafford. I just feel like they so generational, you can't just not take them. That's just how I felt, you know. But it looks like the Ravens were smart. They had Joe Flacco. I mean, we know they weren't doing much, but at least they had Joe Flacco. They didn't have to do that. We saw what the Chiefs did with Mahomes. But that's a whole different conversation, man. Man, Beast, are you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
The Lions wasted Barry, Stafford, and Calvin. Why are you still a fan of this Lions team, man?
I don't know, man. It all started with Barry with me, and it is stuck, you know. And I can't just give this team up as much as I want to. I don't want to be labeled as a bandwagoner. That's the number one fear, is being a bandwagoner. Because I could have easily went to other things. Like, it was a couple of times I complimented being on Oakland Raiders fan or and
Raiders fan.
For the fact, I mean, yeah, I like other players outside of the Lions, like y'all was talking about. Like my favorite player outside of the Lions is probably what? Oh God, get off the street! My favorite player outside of anybody in the Lions is probably like LaDainian Tomlinson or like Marshall Faulk or somebody like that. So
I was a big Marshall Faulk fan. I ain't gonna lie. Like I used to love watching him play. But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up.
Can I put something out really quick?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that noticed Man Beast came in to give his answer and sounded like Forrest Gump when he said, "Jenny, I wish I can quit you"? What the? He started so down, like, damn, this damn team be making me mad, but I can't let him go.
Man, I'll be ready to just break my TV, flip the tables, and one time I did actually break a table and threw a coffee mug a couple times because the Lions made me that angry. Like,
no, Man Beast is famous for his rants, and if you haven't seen his rants, go to his channel right now, and you will be entertained, man. But all right, we just gonna answer some questions, and we gonna get out of here, man. We've been on for 2 hours. We gonna wrap up the show. I'm gonna just answer a couple questions. Throw it to some of you guys. Okay. Let's see. I think Bravo had a question earlier. All right, here we go. Do you think the losing mentality is affecting the Lions in the fourth quarter? OMG.
Yes. When you sit there and you expect stuff to happen, you like, man, something gonna happen. You know the players is thinking it. They all thinking it, man. And when you expect it, it happens.
Hey, I'm not gonna disagree with that. All right, here's an interesting question. Throw this to you, Lou. What we gonna trade Stafford for?
Y'all finna be mad at me. Oh my God. All right, listen. Are you talking about trading him this season? That's the first part of the equation. or are you talking about trading them next season? Now, I remember everybody thought we were going to get a first for Slay. I was the first one that say we lucky if we get a third. And we got a third. Stafford right now, in all honesty, is worth about a third to fourth round pick if you trade him like next year. Right now, because the Denver Broncos still feel good about themselves, and a host of other teams feel good about themselves, you trade Stafford, you can walk away with a second, maybe a fourth, and a player. But if you don't trade him now, he's probably going to be worth no more than maybe a third or probably a fourth round pick. In all honesty, he'll be at the wrong side of 30, and nobody's going to be willing to mortgage a lot for an Asian player. So, unfortunately, I just see maybe a third to a fourth.
Yeah, I'm not trading Stafford in season though, and a third or a fourth. If it's a third or a fourth, I'm not trading them at all. Like that's pointless. Because like that's pointless to me. That's just my personal opinion. But all right, man. If you dropped some other question earlier, drop them now, or we'll wrap it up, guys. Make sure you guys like the video on your way out.
Let's do this one right here from Just Jack. I hope I pronounced this. I know I'm gonna mess the name up, so I ain't gonna mess with it. But he says #DSA. What is the best outcome for this team this year? And a big fan of everyone on the panel. I like and subscribe to all of you. Gotta say thank you in tough times to be a Lions fan. #OnePride. We we all we got.
right. We all we got.
I think the outcome is probably 7-9 or worse, honestly. But I think if they give the rings to Darrell Bevel, I think we will rather walk some wins because I think Darrell Bevel will call the games differently.
We bet not.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm looking at the schedule, and I'm telling you, if this team don't got Patricia on it, we could win a lot of games. Saints are that good. Then after that, we got the Jaguars. They aren't that good. The Colts, not nothing special. Of course, we gonna lose one of these games. But Atlanta, not nothing special. The Vikings are terrible. Like these are our next 5 games. Now, if Patricia is there, then 0-7. But Darrell Bevel's there, we could really win some of these games. So I definitely think if you fire Patricia right now, this team can win 9 games, maybe even more. But if you don't fire him, 6-10, 6-10. I'm looking at 7-9. That's what I'm really looking at. But what's your thoughts on this OMG? Because you sound mad over there.
I do, man. Because man, y'all pissing me off, man. Because look,
why you pissing me off? We being realistic.
Because y'all pissing me off, man. Because people are happy with being mediocre. And to
How
be
happy with it?
I mean because y'all like, man, we could possibly go 7-9, 8,
we being
8, 9,
realistic,
7.
man. Like
the thing is, in order for your franchise to really change, in order for you to have a real organizational changeover, you have to be really good or really bad. If you sit around there in the middle, you just always gonna be you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Either
why you killing us for answering the question?
You gotta be realistic.
I'm just saying, what do you? It was kind of like more like y'all was kind of like I think we could be like no, we don't want to be, man. We either want to be good, we either want to be good or bad, man. We don't want to hang around in the middle and be okay and get another draft pick.
You started off the season with Matt Patricia, so you already behind the 8 ball. You already weren't gonna have a good season starting off with Matt Patricia. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah, well, maybe, because Matt Patricia won't be on the damn team. So yeah, we got hope that
we need to keep Patricia.
Plus, you gotta keep in mind. Patricia. Hold on, you gotta keep in mind though. This is the other part that you gotta keep in mind. It does not matter where you're drafting people. Y'all keep on getting this on your head like, oh, you took him here. They gotta just come in and perform. That's what the draft part of it matters. But in terms of like, oh, let's suck the go. There were people who tanked for Jamarcus Russell. There were people who tanked for Ryan Leaf. There were people who tanked for some of these big name quarterbacks that we look up and they're not in the league anymore. They're not doing anything.
And I'm just tanking for Ryan Leaf.
Man, the Chargers. Listen, the Chargers thought that they had the next like Peyton Manning, the next John L. They thought they had something special in Ryan Leaf. You couldn't tell them nothing about Ryan Leaf.
I'm telling you, when we fire these Patriots, the new GM that come in ain't gonna want Stafford. He's not gonna want him.
We know that.
I know y'all love Stafford and y'all like, oh, that's my baby. Look, they don't want him. Okay, they don't want him.
OMG. Everyone knows if the regime changes.
So the thing is you gotta be really bad in order to get the first thing they're gonna start at the quarterback. I want to get a quarterback, a guy I can groom, and the easiest thing to do is get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. So we either
got to
already
happen,
really
man.
bad.
I forgot about Johnny Manziel. Listen, I forgot about Johnny Manziel.
It's not going to happen.
Like I'm not trying to be funny. All I'm pointing out is this. I hear what you're saying, OMG. I hear what you're saying. I respect what you're saying. There's no knock on what you're saying, right? We all on the same page when it comes to that. But follow me. Just because you get a top 5 pick does not mean it's the right pick.
Right.
Okay? It does not mean it. There are a lot of people who, right now, think about it. If Green Bay would have took Barry instead of thinking that they had the next best thing at offensive lineman, I guarantee they want to do over. The Raiders want to do over. It's a lot of teams. Listen, what was his name? Smith? What was the guy that came out? Smith? Was it Achilles Smith or something like that?
Yeah.
The Bengals took.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So look. So I'm just saying, Johnny Manziel is another hot name.
For every team that you name that's bad, it's a team that's good that took that and ran with it. Like, look at the Cardinals.
The difference is they got a good general manager. They have good coaching. You have to have those components in place, and we don't know who those other guys are going to be when the time comes for them to get fired.
Yeah, so, and my thing is when you can draft Lamar Jackson 32nd and Jordan Love like 26, like you can still get a quarterback. It doesn't have to be at a certain place in the first round. And Jim is right. I heard him say, y'all want Trevor Lawrence. Jim said we did that already. That's exactly what we did, and y'all see what happened to that guy. And so I don't have that much faith. I don't think he's the savior.
Is he a different
player? Is he a different player though? Because when Clemson didn't have that stacked roster, he lost. Is he though?
He brings a different avenue to. He's like
when the roster wasn't stacked.
Listen,
he didn't win.
Listen.
Hey,
OMG. I'm gonna tell you why your approach, and any fan who believes your approach is wrong. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't care who the coach is. His job is not to come in and start going, let me go and try to get this. And let me try to. It's to take the talent that you have and use them to their strength. If you can't do that, then there ain't nothing for us to talk about. The only reason. Well, ain't no point of us tanking until you got the right coach who can come in and make the right decisions and the right GM.
I agree.
All right. We're gonna do final thoughts now. Shout out to everybody in the chat still rocking with us. We've been going for over 2 hours, man. But final thoughts. We're gonna go to you, man. Beast. You got anything else to say? All right. We go to you, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we can beat the Cardinals this week. The one positive coming out of this is that Matt Patricia has not lost in week 3 since he got here. So hopefully he can continue that because the Cardinals are looking like a Super Bowl contender.
He was digging for that, didn't he? He went stat digging.
Andrew, that's a stat that I definitely didn't know. Like, hey, that dude gives me more confidence, low key though. if anything Matt Patricia can do, he can stick to his horrible stats, good or bad.
That's true.
Oh, Andrew, you got me dying laughing over here.
Hey, you good, bro? You got to always be a little positive. That's why we're fans, right? You have to have some positivity, or else why are we fans, right?
But man,
I love it, man. That stat is for you, Patricia. You Patricia guys out there. He's never lost in week 3, so Kenny Golladay coming back. So that's for you positive people. All right, OMG, final thoughts.
Yeah, man. First of all, subscribe to Omg Its Lions Talk. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm good with the season. Like, yeah, we're only 2 games in. And everything can seem like it's an overreaction, but when you just see the trending of our team, you know, you just hope that when the new regime comes in, they do due diligence and they really get it together, man. And that's all we want. All we all want is for the Lions to be successful and to win. We all might have our different ways of them doing it, but at the end of the day, we just want what's best for the Lions. I want what's best for my Lions. So let's go. One pride.
Hey, I'm with you. Final thoughts, subscriber, Motor City Thanos. Thanks for joining us today, man.
Oh yeah, I appreciate y'all having me. At the end of the day, for me, I just let me have just a brief moment of satisfaction of just seeing y'all win a game. I'll just start there with the baby stuff. Win a game, so I can actually smile and say, you know what, the Lions won today. But at the end of the day, I'm still stuck on what I've always been stuck on, and that's fire the Pillsbury Doughboy with the beard. Okay, Ghostbusters, call the Ghostbusters so they can get rid of the Marshmallow Man on the sideline, because we not gonna win that many games until he's out of here, and what he's doing ain't working, and Bob Quinn ain't helping. So sorry, sir, you got to go too, and Sheila need to flip the switch and turn things around, or you can pass the dang on franchise to somebody else that's gonna help us win.
Bro, let me tell you this, man. What Andrew just told me about week 3 has me very confident we only gonna lose by a touchdown now. Like we gonna try. Still fan, but we gonna try. And hopefully we'll see what happens, man. I want to be so optimistic about this team, but I'm watching Matt Patricia literally hold us back. It is what it is. But Jim, man, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Final thoughts, bro.
Yeah, man. I just appreciate all you guys on the panel, everybody in the chat. We are a terrible team. We've lost 11 games in a row, and yet all these people in the chat, all of us on the panel, we still have our opinions. We're still trying. We're still fans. We're still all coming together and talking football. I think it's amazing that this community gets together like this, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But one thought, though, on Patricia is, doesn't he seem to be gaining weight? It's like stress eating because he knows he's going to get fired.
I'm not paying that much attention to that man, bro.
I know we all want to forget, but I'm just letting you know. Wow. All right, guys, have a good night.
Man, I'm just watching Gardner Minshew just get destroyed out here. Like, his offensive line don't exist, man. And it's not it, but I know that's where Hollywood Stafford's used to. But before we go, man, bitch, you got any final thoughts, man? I hear something in the background. I don't know what that is.
I don't either. I don't know what it is.
Like
that ain't me this time. That's not me this time.
I don't know what that is, man. You got final thoughts, bro?
Yeah. First of all, can we replace Matt Patricia's bowl of ice cream with some broccoli, because he need to lose some weight, bro. That's one thing. Second,
I was saying that too.
Second, man, like, can we upset this Cardinals team? Everybody and their mama saying we're gonna lose this game, including myself. But deep down inside, I want us to win. I really want us to win this Sunday. But man, yeah, and Matt Patricia is gaining weight. You're right. But can we put together all 4 quarters this Sunday? Please.
Man, I just feel like, first of all, Stafford and the Lions, they always play good against Arizona. I think he has a winning record versus them. So I expect with Kenny Golladay, I expect the offense to show up. I think we could even score 30. But it's just like, how many points is our defense going to give up? Like, and that's why it's hard for anybody to see us winning this game, because like the offense could literally score 30 plus and still lose. So it's just hard. Hopefully, I'm with you, man. I want to win this game. I want to win it badly. I know I was like, I don't want Stafford to, play well and give Matt Patricia a pass. But, I definitely would like to win this game, because if we win this game, I do think we can beat the Saints. And maybe that'll do us something better. But like I told you, I won't be fooled, because the Lions are the type of team start off 2-2, beat the Jags, and then lose the next 4 games. Literally, that's how they operate. But my final thoughts today, I want to say, sign Kenny Golladay, because I'm losing my mind. Start off there. We starting off there, you idiots. But hey, I almost went in. But let me try to calm down a bit. Fire Matt Patricia because he has our worst defensive back out there instead of our best defensive back. What are you doing? How the hell is Julian Okwara a healthy scratch? How do you put Okuda on Devontae Adams with no safety help in his first game? Yes, I'm going off, y'all. I just don't understand what's going on with this team. They're not good. They have a lot. I think they do have talent. They just don't know how to produce. They don't know how to use the things that they've been given. And it hurts us. It hurts the franchise. But we're going to ride with this team no matter what, win or lose on Sunday. We just going to try to hope that the team gets better. It's a bunch of wishful thinking, hopes, and dreams because we got a head coach that is literally, and I say this before I pass it to Luke, Matt Patricia is literally the worst coach in Lions history through this amount of games. Nobody has been worse. And that's what Stafford and his offense got to deal with. He literally has a worse record through 34 games than any coach in Lions history, and we're the worst franchise in football history. So what should that tell you? I'm just saying, I pray this man is fired so we can win some games. Hopefully, y'all just score 30 and make it exciting for the fans. But all right, man, we've been going on way too long. Thanks for rocking with us. Make sure you guys like the video, man. But all right, Luke, man, your final thoughts, bro.
Hey, again, appreciate everybody for being on. I'm going to get right to it. Today's positive quote comes from one Black Lightning, but not Black Lightning, the actual person, his actual human self, Jefferson Pierce. Mr. Pierce is a principal, and he speaks to his students, asking them very simple questions. Starting off with the most basic question of all, where's the future? To which his students reply, right here. And whose life is this? To which the students reply, mine. And what are we going to do with it? In which the students reply, live it by any means necessary. Now, y'all, this is some deep stuff right here, because what he was trying to get these students to understand is everything that you need and want is within your control. That need for breath is in your control. That need to be better is in your control. Does not matter where you came from. Does not matter what you've been through. Does not matter the mistakes that you made. Guess what? It's in your control. You determine your outcomes. And at the end of the day, you need to know that you are the only captain that is necessary and needed to make sure that you live your life as necessary. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, notification bell. And as always, subscribe to all the members of the DSA. And don't be no chump, please. Please do your research.
Definitely. Make sure you guys subscribe and pray that Matt Patricia is fired so we can start winning some damn games. And we out.